We live with it. Here, my man, Low News Boxing. What's good, Low?
What's good, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. Slow motion. Oh shit! You know what, Low? Give me 1 second, yo.
Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Apologies. I had to turn on the yeah. Apologies. I had to turn on the monetization for this. All right. Yo, SOB, what's good with you? All right, we got my young and Kai on here. Hey, Dose, you on here? I've been seeing a lot of feedback from my comment section, and I decided, look, instead of everybody commenting, I'm gonna give everybody 1 minute, say your piece, give your thoughts. We'll give rebuttals, and then we'll do it like that, man. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Anybody that want to hop on can hop on. All right, so the link is in the chat. Feel free. You'll get 1 minute to cook. All right, Lo, we'll start with you, right? I've been hearing fans saying that they didn't want the fight. This fight don't make sense. Teo don't deserve to fight. Hearing fans say it's a duck. I'm hearing fans say, why not have this fight? What's your thoughts?
First of all, it's crazy because out of this generation, both Teo and Boots happen to be my two favorite fighters to root for in this era of boxing, right?
Okay.
Um, Me personally, if it was up to me, I would rather Teo clean up 140. You know, you still got a lot of good guys there. You got Richardson Hitchens. You got the Sabril versus Puello winner. You got Gary Antoine Russell if he can get a rematch with Puello. You know, you got Keyshawn Davis, which is just a division away, and he's also a storyline fight because of the history with him and Teo's dad. And then with Boots, you got Brian Norman, you got Barrios, and you got possibly Pacquiao if Pacquiao wins. So that's how I feel about that. If it was up to me, right now, as far as that fight goes, does it make sense? I mean, I wasn't one of the people really clamoring for it. However, I'd rather that than Teo versus Devin because right now Devin's momentum is not good right now. Had Devin performed better, I'd rather see Devin versus Teo. But as far as Boots, if he's ducking Teo, here's my thing, right? Boots, to my knowledge, doesn't really have anybody noteworthy right now available to fight him. Barrios is busy. Brian Norman is busy. Now, if Boots is gonna fight at 154, his next fight, and let's say fight a Keith Thurman, fight a champion, fight one of the names there, then yeah, all right, I can see why he's not fighting Teo. You know what I mean? I gotta keep it real. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Cause I critique my favorite fighters. I even critique Teo when he be doing nut shit. So with that being said, if Boots is not gonna fight Teo and he's gonna fight that other guy that I can't pronounce his name, then yo, it looks like a duck. But if he's gonna fight somebody, like I said, a world champion or somebody with a name like a Keith Thurman, because I like that fight, passing the torch, then I can see why. Now, does it do anything for his legacy? Boots is going to be a favorite, right? But we've seen champions fight smaller champions before. We've seen Pernell Whitaker at 135 fight Azuma Nelson, who came up from 130. So, me personally, I would still give Boots credit for it. You know what I mean? Because I think Teo beats everybody else at 140 except for Boots. Brian Norman is almost a 50-50, but I think Teo beats everybody else there. So I would give Boots credit if he would have beat Teo, just like I gave Earl credit when he beat Mikey Garcia. Because he's not just fighting a guy that's smaller than him. He's fighting the best fighter in his division. You know what I mean? And that's the
Okay.
best available fighter around anywhere between 140 and 147 that's available for Boots. That's my take on that.
All right. We're going to the next person. Big Dose, you on here?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
All right, give your take, Dose. I'm gonna go last.
All right, this is my take on it. First of all, I'm a little torn because one side of me say I want to see T.O. get his face smashed in. The other side of me say I don't want to see T.O. get no money with none of our people. For all the racist stuff that he been saying, I don't want to see him get no money with none of our people. I loved it when he came out and cried just recently about talking about Turkey is a dictator and all this stuff. He was crying. He was screaming on the ground, throwing a tantrum because he feel like all the black fighters is freezing him out. But yet, over here in the corner, you got Devin Haney saying, I want to smoke with you, and Turkey willing to pay for that fight. That's the fight Turkey want. Devin versus T.O. T.O. don't want to fight Devin Haney. He never wanted, he been ducking Devin Haney for years. I never forget him running around that mall with that duck on his head, proudly ducking Devin Haney. Years ago, I remember him and Devin being on an interview together at an ESPN fight, and them saying, well, I don't want y'all to get into it. And Devin said, man, I ain't worried about him. He ain't gonna do nothing in his face. So, T.O., stop crying. Go fight Devin. He wants to smoke. So, what's the problem? And for the people talking about, Devin's last performance, okay, I must admit it wasn't what I expected. But guess what? He won the fight. And last time I checked, you supposed to be able to cut the ring off. That's part of boxing. If the man is running too much, you supposed to be able to cut that off. If your footwork ain't good enough to do it, then that's another story. And that's on you. You know what I'm saying? One other thing I do want to say is T.O. T.O. does step up to the levels of his competition. And your last video that you did with Greg, I had two things I disagreed with Greg on. One on was he said T.O. ain't did nothing since 35 since Loma. No,
No,
he beat
he said he didn't look impressive since 35. That's what he said. Go ahead.
well, he did look impressive at 40 against Taylor.
Okay.
He blew Taylor out the water. Nobody thought he was gonna do Taylor like that. You know what I'm saying? So he
I'm
was
not
wrong
gonna
right.
have no Dose. I'm not gonna have no rebuttals until everybody's done.
Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to say is that he was wrong about Tim Bradley. He's saying Tim Bradley trying to pull a okie doke and he want T.O. to get beat up. No, that's Tim Bradley's MO. He don't care about no racism. He don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? He don't care about none of that. He really believes that T.O. can beat Boots. And if it happened, I got my money on Boots. Boots too big. He's crafty in there. He got power in both hands. Nah. He crushes T.O. That's all I got to say right there. I'll wait for the rebuttal.
Kai, you up?
Uh, you. I really don't got too much to say on it. I feel like the fight, man. It really didn't mean. It wasn't really a meaningful fight. It would have been a good fight, but I feel like you know it's not that meaningful, especially the boost. Um, I feel like Tio got other options he could take. You know what I mean? Get his feet wet at 147. You know what I mean? I feel like he would he would have been jumping into something a little bit too steep. Um, but yeah, I just feel like it wasn't that meaningful. So yeah. I mean, Boost
Did
has stated
you
that he wanted to go for undisputed. So Yeah.
Did you want to see it, or was it something?
Nah, not really. Not really. Yeah. That's all.
All right, Jr. What's your thoughts on the topic? I'm putting a link. I'm putting a link in the
All right,
chat. So when somebody gives they take, if they want to hop off, they can hop off. I'm looking for some TO people. Where they at?
history. Devin Haney was chasing Lomachenko when Lomachenko was unified lightweight champ. Teo cuts the line and gets the fight with Lomachenko. Haney wanted that fight with Teo. Teo didn't want any parts of it. That's 135. 140. They both go up and get titles at 140. Teo doesn't want to fight with Devin Haney at 140. Now here we are at 147 or around 147, and Teo still doesn't want that fight. I didn't care one bit about Teo having any shot to fight Boots Ennis because he hasn't proven himself at 140 pounds. One win against a fighter that was a former undisputed champion that had a close win that could have been a loss to Jack Catterall doesn't really impress me like that. Okay. So with that being said, Teofimo hasn't really proven himself to that level at 140 pounds. Now, even with that, him going up to 147 to go up against the top fighter at 147, no, that's not a good move. Ask Mikey Garcia. So I didn't have any interest in that fight. For Teofimo to cry like a little baby, oh well, too bad. Get a bottle and drink some milk. That's all I got real quick.
Johnny, talk to me. A Trek 1. Hop on, give your take. I saw the comment. Hop on. Johnny, talk to me. Zaniga Sanchez, hop on. Give your thoughts. Waiting for Johnny. He got off?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Okay. I'm waiting for some TO people. I've been seeing people in the comments feeling like this was a big fight. Tell me how. Give me your thoughts before I give mine. Because when I give my thoughts, I'm going scorched earth. Tim Bradley made a comment. I wanted Tim to hop on. Tim, where you at?
Yeah, come on through, Tim. Where you at?
Yo, somebody tag Tim Bradley on Twitter. We live right now. Tell Tim to give his thoughts, man. We outside.
I was gonna say something, but
The link is
I'll table that comment.
the link is in the chat. I want to hear what people got to say, yo. I want to hear what people got to say, man.
We can do the rebuttals now or not yet?
I'm literally waiting. I want a couple more people to get on here before I start cooking, yo. So y'all can talk, but I'm not going to say anything until.
Well,
okay.
Hey, Zaniga, hop on, baby. Okay, we got track 1. Track.
Trey, what up? What up, Mill?
Oh, Trey. My bad. Trey 1K. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yes, sir. What up, Mill?
Trey, what's good, bro? Get your thoughts, man.
How can I put this? By no way, shape, or form am I a Teofimo fan. Fuck Teofimo.
Go ahead.
I really just wanted to see Boots cut his head off one time. But I will say, sometimes as a Boots fan, it's hard to be his fan because of his fixation with that's twice now. He turned down Ortiz, big fight. He turned down Teo, big fight. Even though, let's be real, was Teo gonna be competitive? No. Boots was gonna smash him, which I wanted him to do for the culture or whatever. But the fixation on the belts, he not getting Norman. Norman don't want no trouble. Barrios playing exhibition with Pacquiao. So why not take this fight? Who else is there to fight?
Let me know when you're done.
Go ahead, Mel.
No. I want you to. I don't want to interrupt you. So when after you get finished cooking, be like, Mill, I'm done.
I mean, his next fight will determine. Because let's be real, it's not a duck till it's a fucking 40-pounder. So it's not a duck. My only issue is his lack of interest in fighting the other top names in the sport. Now, let's say Boots doesn't fight Teal. He say fuck Teal. He go up to 54. He fight who's a good name at 54 that's available right. He fight Erickson Lubin, a Charlo, a Fondora. So one of those elite names at 154. Then I ain't got nothing else to say about Teal, but like I said, Boots sometimes makes it hard to be his fan because as good as he is, he seemed like I don't know. He just isn't interested in having names on his resume. As far as we all know how important belts is, I guess, but at some point, a Teofimo is more important than a Barrios unification, or even, to be honest, a fucking Brian Norman, because the Brian Norman fight is a better fight as far as competitiveness, but niggas know Teofimo. The casual eye knows Teofimo. I'm done, Mel. Go ahead, do your thing.
All right, bro. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate you hopping on. And if you ever watch 1 minute of a video, 1 second of a video, I appreciate you. So this is not a knock on you. This is a knock on your logic. Okay. You said you mentioned the names, right? You know that Norman will be a better fight, but Teo has a bigger name. Are you in it for the social media aspect of boxing, or do you want to see good fights, competitive fights? That's the first question I got.
I prefer. Let me say, me as an amateur fighter, as just a boxing fan, I prefer Norman. That's a better fight for me. I'm just saying, as far as so to me, yeah, Boots. I would rather see Boots versus. No, I'm just saying, as far as like the casual eye, I don't want Boots to damage his brand, not taking bigger name fights. Because with Boots is always an excuse. He beats one person. Is this was wrong with this person. This was wrong with this person. This was wrong with this person. That's why I say that.
And the question I got for you is that we're going to rewind the clock back. I got a couple of questions for everybody watching. Did Terrence Crawford duck Teofimo Lopez? That's the first question, right? And by no chance am I saying that Terrence Crawford ducked him. I'm saying with people's logic, did Terrence Crawford duck Teofimo Lopez? One. Teofimo Lopez called out Terrence Crawford more than a year ago, right? Yeah. That was his focus. Teofimo Lopez was focused on Gervonta Davis and Terrence Crawford, not Jaron Ennis. And my thought process was you're clout chasing, right? He said he would fight Terrence Crawford at 154 pounds. So it seems to me that he is working his way down a particular list, a black fighter list, a black star list. Gervonta Davis is probably the most casual friendly. Terrence Crawford probably has the most buzz. And then you got Boots, Devin Haney, Shakur like that, right? But did Terrence Crawford, the same people that are saying that Boots ducked Teo, did Terrence Crawford duck Teo? Y'all can answer that question if y'all want.
No, I don't think so.
It's a different situation.
That's why I said earlier.
Wait. I'll explain why it's not a different situation, right? People said do it for culture, right? Teofimo Lopez called Bud a monkey. Called Bud another name that I won't speak. This isn't opinion. This isn't conjecture. These are facts, right?
Absolutely.
Terrence Crawford hasn't fought since August. We know he was fighting Canelo Alvarez. He could have fought Teofimo Lopez as a tune-up. He chose not to. Is that a duck?
Tio's Tio's going to be coming up 2 weight classes, so that's not a duck. They're way more far apart. You know what I mean?
Wait. Let's rewind the clock. Terrence Crawford started his career at what weight?
135 pounds.
135?
35.
Teofimo Lopez started his career at what weight?
135.
35.
Okay, so essentially they started their career off at the same weight, right? Jaron Ennis started his career off at what weight?
147.
Okay, so they were 2 weight classes apart where him and Bud started their career and they worked their way to 47. I said all that to say this, right? Boxing fans have to stop picking and choosing because I didn't hear that Bud ducked Tio. I didn't hear that Tank ducked Tio.
Why you can't say
Tank
that though, bro?
Tank did duck him.
Mill, let me ask you this.
Hold on.
Wait. It's too many. Wait. I sat back and I let y'all talk. Didn't I? I didn't say a word. Right? You see how everybody said no?
It's
right?
the reason though. Why?
Wait. No. Wait. Just wait. I said, you see how everybody said no, right? And the logic points would be because we don't think that that's a competitive fight between Terrence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez.
No, sir.
Hey, Dose, didn't I let you cook?
Oh, my bad. Go.
We don't think that's a competitive fight. 1. 2, Terrence Crawford has his eyes on what he considers a bigger opportunity, right? When Jaron Ennis talked about 147 pounds, do y'all remember what he said? I am only staying here for the champions. If I can't get none of the champions,
you breaking up, boy, fam.
Can y'all hear me now?
I heard him.
You good? You good now?
Yeah,
though.
I hear you.
But you was breaking up.
Yeah. Okay. So he said, "I'm only staying here for the belts. If I can't get the belts at this weight, I'm going." When did it say Teofimo Lopez? When did it say big 140 pounder moving up? Never said that, right? So what my point is, when somebody puts out a clear manifesto, this is exactly what I'm doing. And nothing less than this, nothing more. This is what I'm doing. If I can't get this, I'm going. Now I still don't know I'm lying. I know what he's going to do. I was about to lie to y'all. I know what he's going to do. He'll be the one that will say what's his plans, his next fight, all that shit. But what I'm saying is he lets you know beforehand. And still, boxing has done the same thing that it does to fighters like Terrence Crawford, fighters like Shakur Stevenson, fighters like Devin Haney. Move the goalposts. Because last I checked, and I ain't even finished cooking, right? I still got more for people. But last I checked, when Teofimo Lopez and Jaron Ennis first started talking about a fight, this was right after Virgil Ortiz. When they first started talking about a fight, the response from the same guys that's saying that Boots is ducking Tio was, there go Boots again weight bullying. There go Boots pulling another 140 pounder up. Go back and check. But now these are the same guys that saying he ducked Teofimo Lopez. That's moving the goalpost. Over and over again. It was, why do you want to fight Bud? Why don't you fight the dudes from your era? Why don't you fight Amanda Stanionis? Why don't you fight Barrios? Why don't you fight Rashidi Ellis? Why don't you fight Conor Benn? Then when he fights Stanionis, Stanionis is a bum. I've literally watched it his whole entire fucking career. No matter what he does, dudes was saying that Stanionis would knock him out. Dudes was saying that Karen exposed him. Dudes was saying that Boots had a leaky defense. Now when he stopped fucking Stanionis, here come the excuses. Oh man, oh shit, Stanionis wasn't active. Stanionis, number one, had just fought. Oh man, Stanionis only fought once in 2 years. Well, who fucking fault is that? Virgil Ortiz? Whose fault was that? You pulled out of the fucking fight twice. He's the reason why he's not active. But the same motherfuckers that's calling Stanionis is a bum and why his Boots fighting him was the same motherfuckers that was excited when Stanionis versus Virgil was fucking announced. So you're telling me that Boots is ducking Virgil, but apparently you was excited about Stanionis, so you must view Boots as a higher level than Virgil. If you were excited about that fight, but not excited about Boots versus Stanionis, y'all got it. Go ahead.
Expectations. Hey, y'all go ahead and cook.
I just want to.
I just want to say on that Bud versus T.O. thing. Bud, 2-time undisputed champion. He fought Earl Spence. T.O. is nowhere near the level of Earl Spence as far as star power go. So why would you go that far back? And when you trying to go forward,
you do understand.
Now.
I said, but you do understand that you just opened yourself up for something. And mind you, I don't agree with Bud fighting him, but somebody could argue, well, oh shit, Badgermoff isn't a bigger star than T.O. You got to be careful when you use certain rhetoric. You feel me?
I'm just saying, I don't agree with Bud with Boots fighting him. I don't agree with Boots fighting him either.
To me,
you can't
neither one of them. Yeah, but to me, neither one is a competitive fight. Neither one is competitive.
I agree with that, but
the same people that's calling one a duck is calling the other one a duck, right?
Yeah, I understand that, I feel like both of them wrong. But when it comes to the comparison of them two, Boots has not done nearly what Bud has done in boxing.
Does that make it a competitive fight? Wait, I give you an example, right? Has Bud done more than David Benavidez?
Yes.
Does that mean you would favor David Benavidez in a fight against Bud?
No.
My thing is, just because you've done more, right? And we have to get out of this way of thinking. Just because you've done more doesn't mean that you'll beat somebody in a fight. It just means you've done more. Because size and styles is what matters when you step in that ring. Your accolades at another weight class, while they mean something career-wise, hold no relevance in what you are going to do when you hop in a new weight class. Everybody that wants to use fucking Josh Taylor, oh man, you see T.O. step it up when he gets somebody good in there. No, T.O. is good against a certain style, dudes that come forward. When T.O. is fighting somebody that fights off the back foot, he looks like dog shit against anybody that fights off the back foot. Not a great fighter, not a good fighter, anybody. You've seen it 3 different times where he looked like dog shit. Josh Taylor is way more accomplished than Echo Usman. And Echo Usman beat his ass. I ain't gonna say beat his ass, but beat him decisively. Where did his accomplishments matter in that ring? No, he jumped up in the weight class and realized that 40 ain't 47. Jab Queen, cook.
Yeah, I just first of all, I just want to say thank you for even addressing this because I've just been so furious this last couple of days. So a couple things, as you said, Jaron Ennis has been steady in his claims that he wants to unify his division. Nowhere has he deviated from that, which is why I got so angry when people were trying to say he ducked out on Virgil Ortiz. The man wants to unify. Yes, the other 2 champions are currently busy at the moment, possibly. However, that does not mean he needs to give Teofimo Lopez a welfare check. Teofimo has consistently called out black fighters and then consistently ducked out on them himself, i.e. Devin Haney, who he ducked from 135 to currently. He's ducked out on Keyshawn. He's also ducked out on Subriel. I'm about to say Subriel Matias. So let's not act like that, like Teofimo was not just a goddamn clout chaser. And consequently enough, all these black fighters that he's talking shit about are the very fighters he needs to save his goddamn career right now. So I just want us to keep all that in mind when we run out here calling people ducks and and listen to the people that are using these terms, because Teofimo has no room to talk. There's not a person on this earth or this panel that can tell me that he beats Boots. So why is this even a conversation? That's a question.
Because boxing fans are prisoners of the moment. Jab Queen. Nobody was fucking thinking about this fight.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody would have gave Boots credit for this fight.
That's what I said. Like, who? No one's gonna give him credit from pulling him up from 140. Y'all can say what y'all want. T.O.'s going to 147. His last fight was at 140. That's it. Like you said, he looked like shit in his last fight and any other fight. I don't really understand why anybody's even saying his name outside of the garbage that he does on the internet. His claim to fame is who? Lomachenko? Outside of that, who we really know him for beating?
He beat Josh Taylor, right? Josh Taylor.
Okay.
Wait. Josh Taylor looked like dog shit against what's the kid's name? Jack Catterall, the fight before that. And and Josh Taylor hasn't won a fight since. Literally.
Nope.
Hey, Dose, did you watch him versus Eko Usman?
I ain't catch it, bro.
Have you ever heard of Eko Usman?
No, I never heard of him.
I haven't either.
My point exactly. Weight classes for a reason. Your name and your accomplishments does not fucking save you when you hop in a weight class with a bigger man. And I'm not saying every bigger man can be the small man. I'm just saying stop judging fights by, oh man, well, I recognize this guy that he fought and that guy that he fought. That shit don't mean nothing.
Exactly. At no point did he ever say he was doing this for the money. Eddie Hearn, he constantly talks in circles sometimes, so he annoys me too by saying, what did he say? Boots is scared he won't look his best or some nonsense. I don't even know what he was referring to when he said that, but I don't think that he meant what everybody thinks he means.
No, he was. Here's where branding goes in at, right? And I'll tell you something that content creators do. Content creators will attach a name to a topic that's going to get the most clicks. Eddie Hearn was talking about 147 pounds. Eddie Hearn was talking about either Boots staying at 147 or going to 154. And he was saying that I can't remember the exact terminology, right? But it was to the gist of he doesn't know if he will be able to keep performing at a high level at 147. Not Teofimo Lopez, but if I keep cutting down to this weight, I'm not sure that I'll be able to perform at my best every time out. Fight Hype, which I used to be Fight Hype, they took Teofimo Lopez, put it on the title, and then now we got clicks, and now every YouTuber known to man is going to make videos. Oh, Eddie's afraid. Eddie said Boots is afraid that he'll underperform in front of Teo, not 147. GH, talk to me.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
G, it's a bunch of people that are reacting to your interview, feeling like Dose is one of them. Dose, can you explain your issue that you had with G's interview?
I only have two issues with Greg, man. Salute to you, Greg.
Same.
And it really wasn't issues. It was just places where I felt like he might have been wrong. Okay. And one on was he said T.O. hasn't done nothing since 135. But he did. He fought Josh Taylor at 140, and he looked spectacular against Josh Taylor, former undisputed champion.
This is ridiculous.
So that was one. The second one was when you said that Tim Bradley was playing the okie doke and he really wanted to see T.O. get beat up. I don't think so. Because of Tim Bradley's history, he don't care about racism. He don't care about none of that. Somebody needs to mute their mic.
Whose mic is that?
I think that's Jab Queen. Jab Queen, you need to mute.
No, that ain't me. That's not me.
True? Oh, my bad. Sorry. Sorry, Jab Queen. Somebody. But anyway, I try to talk over it. With Tim, you know, I think with Tim Bradley's history, he don't care about racism, and what he said is what he truly believes. What he said is what he truly believes. That's all. That was the only two things.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Jay,
Yeah, I
go
can
ahead.
hear you, Greg.
Hey, first of all, I appreciate y'all. First thing though, Tim Bradley, that's just him talking. So I ain't gonna get into that. But I know why. I know for a fact why Tim Bradley was saying what he was saying, and I know he was doing it to see Tio get his ass beat. Trust me, I know. But we don't care about that. The thing is, right? You say Josh Taylor was his probably his most active, I mean his best work lately. Where do you rank Josh Taylor? How do you feel like do you think, what do you think Josh Taylor and Boots would look like?
I think Boots will mess him up.
All right, so if Tio beat him and he beat him convincingly, but if you know Boots if you already think Boots would do that to him, why wouldn't you think he'll do the same thing to Tio?
No, he's picking Boots to win. He's just saying you
He
made a
want to see the
comment that
fight.
no. He was saying that when you said in the interview that Tio hasn't looked good since Lomachenko, he
Yeah.
was saying no, he looked good against Josh Taylor.
No, he
That
didn't.
was
He didn't. Hey man, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop acting like I don't know stuff. I'm gonna tell you something about them Irish bulls and them bulls that be coming from the UK and all that. A lot of them, they got like drinking habits and shit, right? So a lot of times a lot of they camps be them trying to just shake the weight and shake the beer off. You know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor is a good fighter. He is, but he not nobody to be like, oh my God, he beat Josh Taylor. So and then again, it was at 140 pounds. That's still a different division. It's not the same division. If you bring him up, he get killed. It's just not a good fight. I don't think Tio earned that fight. How can you say he earned that fight? And you got Richardson Hitches, you got Gary Antoine Russell, you got Subriel Matias, you got all these guys to go ahead and beat up on. Why you want to go play with somebody that you know for a fact the fight not even gonna happen? I think Tio was just reaching. He was just trying to keep his name in the algorithms. To be honest.
Hey, G, but the thing ain't if he earned the fight. The thing
Yo,
is
y'all can
what he
hear me?
did. Yeah, I can hear you.
Damn,
I
my shit
I
is
can
cut
hear you.
off momentarily. I got a phone call. Let me dodge this phone call. Let me dodge the joint so I get my shit connected. You now.
Can you hear
Yo,
me?
G, you know I fuck with you. You know I
Yeah,
fuck
I can hear it.
Yeah. Yo, G,
Yeah.
yo, G, you know me. I fuck
Greg,
with you personally. You know what I mean?
what
Real
I was
quick.
gonna
I want to rebuttal. Go ahead, man.
I just wanted to finish what I was gonna say because he was talking about what I said. I just was gonna say it's the point is not whether he earned the fight or not. The point is what he did in the fight. When he fought Josh Taylor, nobody had T.O. doing what he did to Josh Taylor. Nobody. Matter of fact, most people had Josh Taylor winning that fight.
So what I'm
Most people had the Lomachenko fight, if not 60-40 Lomachenko, at least 50-50. He made both of them fights look easy. So it seemed
so
like T.O. steps
wait.
up to his competition.
Wait. The
So what I'm
woman.
saying is,
Go ahead.
right? If you put on, so basically what I'm hearing, if you put on a good enough performance against a guy that we think could fight, if you put on a good enough performance, if you win, then that means you deserve to go in there with one of the. Like, come on, like this is my
The
thing.
champions
This
at
is
147. It's
this is
crazy.
this is my thing. This is my thing. I don't care. I don't care how many fans he got. I don't care how popular he is. I don't care about how many people that think that's a good fight. What I'm saying is, you telling me he's got the capabilities to jump out of 140 pounds when he ain't knocked nobody out since 135. He got the capabilities to skip 140, the champion's at 40, and you're gonna go at the nastiest one at 47, and we supposed to believe you could beat him? Yeah, we want to see this fight because we want to see him get his ass whooped. But guess what? The fight don't mean nothing because when Boots whoop his ass, the only thing they're gonna say is he was too big. They already seen he's too big for his own weight class. So why wouldn't he be too big for him? It don't make sense. The fight don't make sense. It
I
don't
agree.
make no
I
sense.
agree with you though, Greg. I
Yo,
agree with you on that.
Yo, Greg.
Hey, Mill.
It's a waste of training camp. For real. The training camp, even though you make money, the training camp, people don't understand what fighters go through in training camp. The whole mentality of it, switching your mind to say, all right, I'm getting ready to kill somebody now. Like really trying to convince yourself you a killer. You understand? And some of them guys do reach that limit. But that shit is stressful. And then what you put your body through, that shit is stressful. You're going to waste that on the Teofimo Lopez? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, with all
Yo,
the
Greg.
racist stuff,
Mill.
Yo, Greg, what I gotta disagree with you. Yo, Greg, the interview you said I gotta disagree with, bro. When you said Lipinets beat Teo, nah, man, Teo beat the dog shit out of Sergey Lipinets. He's exactly the kind of fighter that you described saying is made for Teo. Teo would destroy Sergey Lipinets. You said that in the video, Greg. I'm sorry, you my guy. I gotta disagree with that one, bro.
No, listen,
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with you disagreeing with that, right? That's my opinion about Lipinets and what I think Lipinets brings to the table. Here's the thing. Teo got Lomachenko at 35. What I'm saying is you're going to fight at 40, fight somebody like Lipinets, fight somebody that's there. Fight those guys and really convince us. People get so it's like a comedian. It's like maybe like, let's say like Martin. Martin come out with a movie, we're going to go watch it because it's Martin. We're so used to him being funny. You understand? But the movie might be shitty. Well, we're not even going to admit to the movie being shitty because we're so used to watching them. Teo was doing so good at one time, and there was so much high hopes on his career because how he was looking at 135 that we decided to stick to it. So because we want to see him be great because he had the likes of a great fighter, but he not. He a piece of shit. He really is. He get in there with Barbosa. He let him hang around. Boots would have destroyed Barbosa. He would destroy his whole everything. His whole everything would have been done.
Hey, what's up with y'all, man? Greg Haggard, I see you in the building. YSM, thanks for letting me up, man. How everybody doing, bro?
Chilling.
Hey, salute, fam.
Salute, bro. So here's my thing, bro. I think this is turning into a Ken Teofimo, because I don't even like calling him by his name. What it sounds like to me is it's turning into do a Teofimo, can he beat Jaron Boots Ennis? I don't really think that's the conversation. I think it's shifting to that to try to talk about why he don't even deserve to get the fight. When in reality, bro, if we gonna do that, then somebody got to tell me what the hell David Avenesian deserve, what he do to get the fight, bro.
Here's the difference. I'm glad you said that. Here's the difference.
Hold on, I'm not done, bro. I'm not done. Then
all right,
I'm not done,
go ahead.
bro.
My bad. That's my fault. My bad. Go ahead. That's my fault.
No, you good. You good, bro. It's all love. So when we think about it from that perspective, we can't talk about what has Teofimo done because this is a unified champion in multiple divisions. And when we watch Jaron Boots Ennis get in the ring with David Avenesian, when we watch him take a Sergey Lipinets fight, and he fights them with no problem, it wasn't about what they had proven in the ring or who they had beat or how did they look in this performance or how they look in that performance. It's turning into that for Teofimo for some reason. Now, for me, bro, if you tell me Boots got a for show champion next, all right, cool, we rocking. If you tell me he done made the decision to move up to 154 and he got the Baccarat fight and it's a big fight instead, okay, we rocking. But as currently stands, because I'm not tapped in, I'm not in Philly, I'm not in the gyms, I don't know who he negotiating with and none of that. But from the outside looking in as a content creator and as a diehard fight fan, it looks like there's nothing else on the table right now, bro. It looks like it's either the mandatory Giasav, right? Or possibly waiting to see what happens with the two champions. They got fights coming up. Barrio's supposed to be fighting Pacquiao in July. Norman's supposed to be fighting Sasaki in June or whatever. So, or maybe I got that reversed. But anyway, both of the champions got fights coming up. So with nothing on the table, bro, possibly just staying busy anyway, that's a name that everybody, even Boots haters that just happen to be Black American fight fans, would all get on the bandwagon to watch him whip Teofimo Lopez ass, bro. From
Jay, give me
Crawford fans
to G, give me 1 second.
Fans and everybody, bro. So if there's nothing on the table, bro, why not? Because when there's nothing on the table, you were sending Charles Conwell offers. When there was nothing on the table, you fought David Avenesian coming off of multiple losses and getting knocked the hell out. Why not Teofimo, bro? Why not him, dog?
All right.
Because he's too fucking
knockout.
little.
Wait. G, wait. Knockout, you done?
Yeah, I went on mute so you boys can cook. Yes, sir. I'm done.
All right. Knockout. This is for you, right? Now, mind you, I understand your position and I understand you're at a place that right now you don't have too much information. But when you say the David Avanesian, I think let's add some context to it. One, first title defense, the IBF ordered Cody Crowley. The IBF ordered Cody Crowley. Only after that, Cody Crowley ended up not passing the physical, ended up pulling out. And now they had a date set where they needed a fill-in opponent, which David Avanesian was a former WBA world champion, right? One. Karen Chikazin, the IBF ordered that. He tried to get a unification bout and couldn't secure one with Mario Barrios, Amanda Stanionis, or Brian Norman Jr. So then you mentioned Sergey Lipinets. You mentioned what he was before he was a world champion. Once you reach a certain point, everybody has specific things that they want to do. He told you exactly what he wanted to do after the Karen Chikazin fight. It was unifications or 154 pounds. Everybody has their own perspectives and what they want him to do or what he should do. Or, yeah, man, that's a big name. And no, he told you what he wanted. He told you what it was. Unifications or 154 pounds. Now, all of a sudden, people are acting shocked and disappointed when a non-unification rears his head because people think that Teofimo is a big name. The reality is, if they are not a world champion at 147 pounds, Jaron Ennis has told you that he's not interested in them. Period.
100% YSM. I totally understand that, bro. And I'm not saying that you're right or wrong. Here's the thing though, bro. We're counting on him, or Boots will be waiting on people that have already ducked him multiple times. That is the issue as a fight fan, bro, that I have, fam. Like the champions that you're talking about, that he would get those unifications with at 147 pounds. These dudes turning him down to go fight on undercards, bro. These dudes is taking a flight, skipping over Philadelphia, and flying to Japan to fight voluntary defenses.
Justify criticism.
Like that's what he waiting on, bro. You know what I mean? Like dudes, like he had to go to the matchroom because Barrios didn't want no smoke. Mario is about to fight 82-year-old Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Knockout. The issue that me and you are having, right, is we know too much. So I have a different position from the outside looking in. I get it. I understand what you're saying. Don't wait on these dudes. Fight Teofimo Lopez. But if your perspective is 147, it's the champions at 147, or I'm out. Like once you lay that hard line, it's a hard line, right? So if you can't get those champions, then he's saying deuces.
Yo.
So whether you feel like he should or he shouldn't, this is how he feels about cutting the weight. I'm only going to cut the weight because I find value in the champions, because I value the belts. That's what I came into this for. Not that I value somebody that gets clicks on YouTube, because let's keep it a bean. Teofimo Lopez is not a star. He fights in 5,000-seat arenas. So I get what you're saying from a fan's perspective. Yeah, Teofimo Lopez would make sense because it's a name, but he don't value that. He values champion or I'm out.
So let me ask you this, and I know I don't want to hog up the panel, bro, and I'm gonna be quiet. So let me bring this to y'all.
And I appreciate you hopping on, bro.
Nah, bro, you know you hop on mine, I'm always gonna hop on yours, bro. It's all love. I appreciate the conversation. So I hear what you're saying, bro. But so if that's the case, my thing would be, how many times do these dudes gotta duck him before he say I'm out, bro? They ducked him in 2024. They ducking right now. I just heard Buddy say, like, this is my thing, YSM and Greg and everybody up here, bro. I just heard Brian Norman say out of his own mouth that we just want to focus on our fight and then we'll negotiate with Boots after our fight. And so that's why we wouldn't sign to fight him after the Sasaki fight. but my memory is very good, bro. And I remember that they was negotiating, quote unquote, with Boots last year when they already had Quavox lined up, bro.
This is true.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you, bro, and what I'm bringing to you is, how long do you wait, fam? Like these dudes ain't trying to fight. How long do you wait before you say, you know what, bro? It's 154, because it just looks bad, bro. And then I'm gonna be quiet. It just looks bad, bro, when you have nothing lined up and you turn down a fight to hope that dudes that's already running from you stop running from you, bro. That's basically what it is at 147. At 154 might be a different thing, but he's basically turning down Teofimo, hoping that Brian Norman Jr. say, you know what, I'll go ahead and take my 15-time biggest payday. Hoping that Mario Barrio say, you know what, bro, after I fight the 82-year-old that ain't fought in 4 years, I'm going to fight the dog of the division and go ahead and just give my belt to him since I know I really ain't got no shot. Like, that's what you're hoping on, bro. And that's my only issue, but I'm going to be quiet, bro.
Hey, Jay, I need JR, I need a favor, right?
Yo.
I need a favor. I need you to say your piece real fast and then hop on and then hop off.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get wide.
Wait,
So you
no. Knock out. Somebody wants to approach you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
so I gotta roll off.
So say your piece, and Senior wants to hop on.
All right. So check this, right? In reference to this original topic, we're talking about Teofimo Lopez, and someone in the panel earlier talked about him having a fight against Lomachenko and against Josh Taylor. Okay.
I said that.
Question for the panel, real quick. When was that fight that Teofimo Lopez had against Lomachenko? What year?
2020.
Okay. What was the year that Teofimo Lopez had his fight with Taylor?
23.
2023. It's 2025, folks. Teofimo Lopez has fought who? Jermaine Ortiz and one other person in 2024. And yet some people think that constitutes him having any type of shot against Jaron Ennis in 2025. This is the same Teofimo Lopez that declined offers to fight Subir Matias and Brian Norman Jr. in 2024. That is why initially Jaron Ennis' name came up at the end of the year, because he declined those two fights. And Top Rank said, you know what? Fuck it. We are basically done with you. We don't want to deal with this shit. So we're going to give you up against somebody that we know is going to basically piece you up in Jaron Ennis. And initially, Teofimo, that wasn't even in the picture. For Boost, it's not in the picture because his unifications are nothing. All right. So now when it's getting brought up again and Boots says no, all of a sudden people have short-term memory and say and forget everything that happened with Teofimo Lopez last year and say that, oh, now he wants to step up and fight Boots Ennis this year. No, that's not how it works. So all of that talk in reference to Teofimo Lopez potentially having any type of shot against, you got to cut that out. That's what I got, man. And I'll roll out.
Can I see my piece? What up? What up? So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. And listen,
Thanks for letting me up, YSM.
I need everybody on here to put y'all. I need everybody to put your Norman hate to the side for 1 second, and we're gonna speak 100% facts. And I'm gonna shut up, and I want somebody to tell me if I'm wrong. I heard that bum ass nigga KO, and yep, I said that. I heard him just say we had a Quavax fight.
Ain't nothing bomb about me, bro. Keep that shit respectful.
Fuck you, nigga. I don't respect you.
Fuck you too. I ain't got no respect for you, so you won't get a word off.
Nigga, I already told you about you. Fuck you, nigga.
You ain't told me nothing. You made a little internet thread and you ain't gonna do shit, bro. So keep that shit boxing. Like
nigga, you don't go nowhere. You don't go nowhere.
I'll be at the Bam Rodriguez fight.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this shit.
I'll be at the Bam Rodriguez fight on July 19th. I'll be there.
Gentlemen, please, gentlemen, please.
Like keep it boxing.
Like
I ain't said nothing personal about
say your piece. Say your piece.
Shit boxing, nigga.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'll
so
be
like
quiet
I said,
now, but you gonna keep it boxing. I promise you.
Nigga, anyway, pussy ass nigga. Anyway,
yeah.
First, like I was saying, we're gonna speak facts. We're gonna speak facts. Timeline and facts. Timeline and facts is he said something about the Quavax fight we had lined up. Jamil, you know everything 1,000%. The Cuevas fight that was lined up, did we have it lined up before Boots came?
Yes.
Okay. Did I already say we had that lined up, but Top Rank came and brought us that option? Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay, so these are facts. Before Boots' name ever came up to us, we already had that option. All right, we said, "Hey, yeah, we signed for Cuevas just for a stay busy fight." Boots went nowhere on the table. We ain't had no beef with Boots. We ain't have that wasn't nothing about nothing. All right, so we gonna debunk that stupid shit that other dude just said a minute ago. So that Cuevas shit you talking about, we already had that before this shit was even talking about Boots anyway. So that right there is done. I'm gonna kill everything that nigga got to say.
YSM, did I not say the exact same thing?
No, you absolutely did not. You just said them niggas already had something lined up.
Did I not just say the exact same thing?
Okay.
I felt like what y'all said was very similar.
Okay, keep going.
No.
Go ahead.
No, the way it's said make it look like something different. It wasn't like we already had.
Y'all were negotiating the Jaron Boots in this fight.
No, you don't.
Last year, when you already had
Cuevas
lined up. It's the same thing, bro. That's why you don't like me, because that line shit don't work with me, bro. It's the same thing.
So can I go here with facts? So I gotta hear this nigga all day.
Top Rank already had Cuevas lined up for you. You're refusing to negotiate the Jaron Boots in this fight when you have Sasaki lined up.
Knock out. Let him cook, and then I'll let you. I'll let you go.
Line and shit, bro. I can't stand that shit.
But then you just rebuttal what he's saying. That's it. Like just let him cook real fast. I want to see where he's going.
Okay. Again, we already had the fight offered us for Cuevas for a stay busy fight in November. We said yes. A week or so, very, very shortly after they came back and Jaron Ennis came knocking for the fight November the 9th, which was a day later. That's when that started. So we was going to choose to scrap the Cuevas fight to negotiate with Jaron Ennis. The Jaron Ennis fight fell through. So we went back with Cuevas. That fast forward to that, we couldn't do that because my son's hand wasn't injured or wasn't fully healed from his injury that he had July the 29th. So no matter what, the fight would not have taken place with Jaron Ennis or Derek Cuevas in November. Is that correct, YSM? Jamil?
Yes.
Everything I just said is absolutely correct, right?
Yes.
So no fight could have happened. No fight did happen. Nothing was discussed. Nothing after that. You knew for 1,000% fact that it was a matter of fact. Let's get even more personal. You knew that we was going to take the fight for less money until, because I text you. Remember I was talking to you, right?
Hmm.
All right. We was going to take the fight for less money until we found out about the cross the street shit because we didn't understand. We didn't understand about what the fuck they had going on. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the other guy on here doesn't understand that a promoter, matter of fact, let me help you with this. Let me ask you this, YSM. When you promote a fight, when you are the promoter of a fight, I'm a promoter, and I come on and I say, hey, I'm promoting this fight. I want to get this fighter, this fighter, this fighter. I'm the one responsible for paying those fighters, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Are those fighters responsible for paying me anything if I'm paying them?
No.
So the promoter of the concert, the promoter of the show, the promoter of everything is the one of putting on the show. They're going to make their money from advertising. They're going to pay their money from ticket sales. They're going to make their money from sponsors. They're going to make their money other ways. You are simply the entertainment. Another guy on here don't seem to understand that. The promoter only makes money off of your promoter only makes money off of you when you cross the street and you're signed to that promoter and you're used by another promotional person and they make money off of you. That's the only time that they receive something from you. Is that correct, Jamil?
Yes.
That's another one, Mark. Okay. Now, fast forward. Let's keep going with facts. I'm sorry, y'all got to excuse me. I just like to do facts because we talk about facts and we know this and we know that.
Bunch of shit that got nothing to do with the conversation. And when you get done, you put your foot in your mouth and you about to look real stupid again. But go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish.
I definitely can't look stupid again. I definitely can't look stupid against somebody that don't know boxing.
It's about to get real bad. You just dug your own grave. And I'll tell you how, and then I'll let you try to dig out of it. So you said you admitted that y'all already had the Cuevas fight when Jaron Boots and his team approached you. But what you just also accidentally admitted was that your son's hand was injured on July 29th. So let me get this straight. With a hand injury needing surgery, y'all was negotiating a fight with Jaron Ennis anyway in August, but your son's hand was hurt in July. Can you make that make sense for the people one time?
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead and make that make sense one time. Go ahead.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah, please.
Now, for people who don't pay attention and don't make sense, and Jamil know all of this, my son had surgery July the 29th. My son's hand was not injured July the 29th. My son had surgery July the 29th. His surgery was expected, and his hand was expected to be healed in 8 weeks. 8 weeks would have put him at the end of September. He had the surgery due to the fact that Teofimo shut down the fight. So that's another one where you don't know what you're talking about. He had surgery July the 29th. This is a known fact. This is on video.
Y'all was about to fight Jaron Ennis with a fight lined up, and you just had hand surgery. You was gonna make Jaron Ennis your first fight.
I don't know if this nigga slow. I don't know if this man is slow in real life. No, hold on. Jamil, okay, can you just shut this nigga up for 1 second? Jamil.
Oh, now you want me to go on mute. I know.
No, Jamil, do you understand everything on what I've said? When I just said they offered us to fight with Derek Quaybaz as a stay busy fight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. They offered us to fight before Jaron Ennis ever came along. We was offered to fight with Jared.
Your team has the wherewithal. Your team has the wherewithal. They can negotiate a whole other fight.
This nigga up. He's stupid.
But y'all can't negotiate a fight while y'all already got one. So
he's stupid. Why you not getting this nigga up? He's stupid. Tell him he's stupid. Why don't y'all tell the nigga he's stupid and he don't comprehend? He don't comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
I said we had the fight with Derek Quaybaz lined up. A week later, a couple of days later, Jaron Ennis' offer jumped on the table. Tyrant brought it to us to giving us the option of taking the Jaron Ennis fight.
Senior, I understand both of y'all make good points, right?
He's not making a good point. Tell me the point he's making, right? Don't you know? He don't. No.
I'm saying,
he don't tell me. You tell me the point he's making.
He's saying, right? He's saying, why would you negotiate a fight with Jaron Ennis knowing your son is coming off of a hand injury? That's
because we should have been ready at the end of September. That's why.
So
that ain't what he said. He said why we negotiated. No, we had
the problem is,
first of all, he said, wait. He said, why would we negotiate a fight knowing we had a fight with Derek Quaybaz? He didn't say that about no hand injury. He said, why would you negotiate a fight knowing you had a fight with Derek Quaybaz?
When you brought up the hand injury, he said,
that's when I said something about it.
So you had the fight with Derek Quaybaz, but you also had a hand injury. He's feeling like
we didn't have a hand injury. We had surgery that was done July the 29th that should have been healed by the end of September.
Yeah. His point is he didn't think that you were that the negotiations on your side was legitimate because you had those things going on.
Okay,
so I don't care what I'm trying to draw the lines, YSM. Maybe you can make it make sense since you don't like talking to me. So if he had the hand surgery on July 29th and he's negotiating with Jaron Ennis, and the hand surgery was not going to keep him from fighting Jaron Ennis in November, and it was Boots and them fault, then can you explain to me why it's him? Because I'm just a stupid nigga that don't know nothing. Can you explain to me why the Quaybaz fight got? Can you explain to me why the Quaybaz fight got pushed back then? Because if the hand was gonna be good for November, then why did the Quaybaz fight get pushed back? If the hand was good for November?
Here's the issue with surgeries, right? And I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. Here's the issues with surgeries. You never know how recovery is going to turn out. He's saying
you're not trying to be recovery. You know he sounds stupid as fuck. He dumb as hell.
The recovery took longer than what was expected, and so he wasn't available to fight then.
Exactly. That's the bottom line. So this was so quick.
Longer as you going through your rehab.
Y'all talking
to an athlete, bro. You find out that the recovery is fucking up when you start rehabbing it. If you're a boxer, maybe you wouldn't hit the bag and it fucked up and it was a little sore than it should have been. Or maybe it was a little more swollen than it should have been. The point is, if the hand would have been ready to go in November for Boots, then why it wasn't ready to go in November for Quaybaz?
Knockout. If your hand is in a cast, you won't know until the cast comes off. So it all depends on what it. And like I can't
if you don't know YSM, why are you negotiating a fight if you don't know? My
Only
point
he can. Only he can answer that question though. Only he can answer that. I'm talking about the actual.
My point keeps getting proven. If you don't know whether or not your hand is going to be injured, why are you negotiating the fight? If you don't know if your hand going to heal or not, why are you negotiating?
Because it was expected to be done. So what the fuck? What is your point? You're not making no points. None. You're not making any points whatsoever. You're not making any points.
And you know
If we negotiate with Derek White, wait. If we negotiate with Derek White, wait a minute. Let me keep going. Because y'all got stuck on the first thing because of Norman hate. That's what I'm telling you. We got stuck on the first thing. Regardless, he said we keep ducking him when we ducked him every time. We didn't duck him last year. We didn't duck him this year. In fact, right now, he's ducking us. Jamil, you ain't going to admit this. You know that for a fact. Right now, currently, as we speak, Eddie put out that bullshit about we won't sign it, we won't negotiate it, whatever else. Well, guess what? Our manager, I said, you know what? Call them niggas. We finna make this shit happen right now. We finna dead this shit right now. We finna lock this down right now. Mm-hmm. Our manager called Eddie 2 days after he put that bullshit out. Mm-hmm. Eddie texts back. Called him and texted him. Eddie texts. That's gonna come out. We're gonna make sure we get that out in the open. We're gonna get on the same platform that Eddie got on to make sure the world knows this, because the world don't know this right now. So he called Eddie back,
Jolene, right?
So
or Adrian. You talking about Jolene or Adrian?
It don't even matter who. I'm telling you what happened. We're going to get on the same platform. We're going to put the evidence out. We're going to put everything out. So y'all will know who really ducking. You can't just
do an interview like she did on Ring Magazine when she explained why y'all didn't want to negotiate, why y'all had a fight lined up. She can't just do that.
She's going to do it on the same exact platform so Eddie can look like a fucking dumbass like he is. He tried to put a false ass bluff out there. We're trying to negotiate with Norman, and he says he's worried about Sasaki. When in every single interview, let me hear you. Hold on, Jamil, because he did interviews with you. In every single interview, every last one of them, because I made sure I watched every last one of them. You know I'm always on your shit. I subscribe to your channel. I fuck with you. I ain't never stop fucking with you even when we were beef. And I ain't never unsubscribe. I don't do whole shit like that. So I subscribe to you. I like shit. I talk shit, everything. So I'm helping your shit. So check it out. Fast forward. I watch every single interview. In every single interview, you tell me, and you ain't gonna find one where he didn't say it. They asked about my son in every single interview he did leading up to the Stanionis fight. Did he or did he not say, man, I'm focused on what's in front of me. I'm focused on this fight right here. After this, I'll be lending you. I'll be 2 times the likes of. Did he say that?
Yeah.
He said he didn't want to talk about no other fight.
Yeah.
He said that. That's which when we tried to say the exact same thing, we were ducking.
It's not the same thing, bro. There you go, capping again, bro. Saying you don't want to talk about nobody else and refusing to negotiate with people is 2 different things, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
So wait.
Saying that you don't want to talk about any other fighters while you got a fight coming up and you focus on somebody is different from saying you won't negotiate with somebody, bro. What are you talking about,
now, Jamil, I'm finna get you on my side. I'm finna make it where you ain't got nothing to do but to cook this nigga. So real quick, you telling me him saying he don't want to talk about no other fight than what he got in front of him. But not only do we want to talk about the fight, which we did, and we agreed because they asked him would he fight us. He said he didn't want to talk about no other fight than what he got in front of him. So that's one that he didn't agree to. We said, yes, we want to fight him. Yes, we will fight him. He didn't even go that far. So not only are you telling me that he shouldn't have did that, you telling me that if he won't even talk about a fight, how will he negotiate a fight?
He's literally the only one between y'all 2 sides that have sent any offers, bro. Y'all ain't offered shit. Top Rank ain't put no money.
Are you not listening? Or you just got missing? You got missing membranes. How can you negotiate a fight?
I just don't fall for slick talking, lying ass people, bro. That's all.
How can you talk about a fight how can you negotiate a fight without talking about another fight? How can you do that?
They just tried to negotiate with y'all just now, and y'all said y'all don't negotiate.
Basic. Let's keep it basic because you just stupid. I got so much to do, and you just so stupid. Listen,
you got so much to do, but you saw me up here and you couldn't keep yourself.
I got so much to do. Basic. Hold on, basic. And I'm gonna have to stop with you.
Saw me up here and you couldn't keep yourself from hitting the link, but you got so much to do though. Okay, sir.
No, I got so much to talk about. That's what I'm talking about. So now the fans hear me. No matter what, the fans hear me, whether they want to hate me, like me, they hear what I'm saying. They understand what I'm saying. They know goddamn well if Boots say I don't want to talk about or discuss no other fight than what I got in front of me. You come to Brian Norman. Will you fight such a hell yeah, I'll fight him. I'll fight him next. I'll fight woo the woo. I do this, not do that. That's already going a step further than I won't talk about no other fight than this. What's in front of me. So not only that, so if Jaron Ennis would not talk about a fight, I'm asking you, Knockout, will he negotiate a fight? Yes or no?
They already reached out to y'all to negotiate, and y'all said we gotta wait till we get done with Sasaki. They already negotiated with you last year.
Are you hearing me? Would he negotiate?
What are you talking about, bro?
Would he negotiate a fight before he fought Stanionis? Yes or no?
He already tried, and y'all ducked him.
He tried to negotiate a fight with us before he fought Stanionis?
Y'all ducked him and fought Cuevas, and then he ended up getting the Stanionis fight after y'all ducked him.
That's just wrong. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. No, we did. No, how many offers? No, we did.
$7 million and fought on the undercard for like $300,000.
No, we did. No, we did. See, that's the problem here. You don't even know what the fuck going on. No, we didn't. No, we did not. No, we did not.
You didn't get a $1.7 million offer?
When was that $1.7 million offer?
Did you get one?
When was it offered?
Did you get one?
When was it offered?
2024. Did you get one?
Okay. Did we fight in 2024?
No, because your hand was fucked up.
Okay, so wait a minute. How can you wait? Because what we asked for is more. What we asked for is less than what Stanionis got. They ended up paying Stanionis more money. They ended up paying.
Stanionis?
They ended up because we knew what the fight was.
It's more
because we knew what the fight was worth. Hey, look, but just because you, hey, look, listen. Just because you sitting where you sitting at.
Japan right now, bro.
All
Japan.
right. Hey, so look, YSM, can you tell the nigga shut up and let me feel? I'm done with that. I'm done with it. I'm going on.
Yeah, I know. You need to be done. Talk to somebody else.
All right, yo. My whole thing about, like, both of you, like I said, y'all have good points, right?
He don't have no good points. You telling a damn lie. He ain't had no good points.
But at the end of the day, right? It is your choice to negotiate during, before, after you got to fight, right?
Right.
I'm not mad that you have that perspective because there's a lot of things that can happen in a fight, right? Boots had that stance, but that's not necessarily Eddie's stance. But Boots doesn't want to talk about a fight. I'm not mad at Boots for feeling that way. I'm not mad at y'all for feeling that way, right?
But listen, understand this. We had a step further where he wouldn't even agree or say he would or would not. We agreed that we would. We said we would.
Yeah, but talking about something in the media and then negotiating,
that's fine. So wait a minute. So Jamil. So then after that, my question to you, and this is through text message, this is through me showing you shit, and outside of this, outside of this internet shit, I asked you where they at. I told you I called Bozy. I called. I reached out to his brother. We reached out to everybody a few days after he talked that shit to call the bluff. We wouldn't even call it no bluff. We was real deal. Like, bro, we sick of this shit. We gonna give you everything you want. Listen, all the people talking about you go to Japan, he won't go to Philly. We're going to Philly. We going to Philly. Or he gonna try to outprice himself. We are not going to outprice ourselves. We made everything clear to Eddie. On the message, we made everything, bro. We gonna make this shit fair. We gonna do this. Call us so we can do business, so we can get this shit done. I told my son, bro, Boots is not the biggest fighter in boxing. Boots is not the biggest fighter at welterweight anymore. See, it was a bigger deal. Boots was the biggest fight for my son at welterweight last year at the time. At the time, he was the biggest fight. I told you this also. We made the decision not to because we didn't want to shoot low. We didn't want to shoot low because if you shoot low with the biggest fight at welterweight, then what you're doing is you're telling top. So after you beat Boots, like people said, you're gonna be in charge of everything. No, you will not, because now your contract's still your contract. Your contract at minimums is a few $100,000. So they still ain't got to pay you no millions of dollars. They ain't got to pay you none of that shit. So you go fight whoever the fuck else, Alexis Rocha, after you beat Boots. How much you think they're gonna pay you for that? They're not gonna pay you no real money for that after you just took $1 million to fight Boots. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nigga, Boots was the biggest fight. What the fuck? How we gonna pay you that or more? Like, there's no bigger fight. Now,
Who do you
Boots is not
consider the
big.
biggest fight now?
No, he's. Oh, it's too many. It's too many. It's going to be more so with the people coming up. You got a Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney is a bigger fight, more money fight, big time. I think Ryan Garcia is always going to be a bigger fight just because of the namesake or whatever else. It's all about how you work it right now. I don't think Boots is not a big. He was the biggest name in the division.
Y'all hear
Yeah.
this shit, man?
He was.
Y'all
Yeah.
hear this shit, bro?
Can I say
Do
something?
y'all hear this shit, bro?
Can I
G,
say
go ahead.
something? Can I say something though?
Man.
Through all of that though, to be honest, Brian Norman Sr. is a smart man. A smart man. Hey, we might not agree on a lot, and we wanted to see the fight, but from everything I just heard, here's smart man. Because the reason I'm saying that is because why the fuck would I cash in so early? And he only 23 years old, which I heard him say before. He only 23 years old. Why would I cash in so early? Why would I take a fight like that right now? I don't.
That ain't what I said.
No, you did say
It's
that
not,
though. You did say that
no,
before.
no. It's not
You did
about
say-
taking the fight. It's
No,
about taking the fight for that money.
But I heard right, but that's what I'm trying to say. If you can read in between lines, why would I take
Right.
that right now? And then, like you said, if we beat him, then who do we have after that? We're not gonna get paid
Yeah,
like
right,
that again.
right. So,
right.
right.
So
Yeah.
now if you got all these young supposed to be stars on their way up, then we're gonna chill and we're gonna wait for them.
No. We
That's
know.
what I heard.
No,
That's
what
what I
I'm
heard.
telling you now is that's why I'm telling you money is not an issue anymore because we're not worried about that. That's why we told Eddie on the way, bro, we need to get this shit done. Philly, everything. We gonna take all the concessions that the people think we're ducking. The over $1 million, we going to get him. I've heard this other nigga on here think we finna get a meal, buddy. We're going to get a meal right now. So that guess what Eddie not gonna be able to say. That's gonna be a public knowledge too, just so you know. Guess what Eddie not gonna be able to say? He fought for $100,000. His contract minimums are more than double and a half. What you just said. You Google it. Wait.
So you held out.
Wait, you
Yeah,
Google it.
you turned it
Google
down
and
because
say
you
he
want to
made.
try to make the bag as big as possible.
No.
You turned it down. You turned it down. You turned it down because you want as much money for that ass whooping.
No, we ain't turned
that's
nothing.
what it is,
See,
bro. You turned the shit down because you want as much money possible for that ass whooping. So
for
if
you to
it's
turn the
25,
fight
nigga, I
down,
might do
for
it
you
for
to turn the fight down,
300,000.
that means you don't
If
want
it's
to
the
fight.
Japan dude Sasaki, we might do it for $1 million. But if it's
He
Boots,
get-
nigga,
he
we need at
get
least
mad.
2.5.
He
We need at
get
least
mad.
3.
He get mad because
You
he
turned
get
down
mad
that
because
ass
he shit
whooping
ain't
because
making
you needed
sense.
more money for it, bro.
He get mad.
Because you're selling that
So why
belt.
we ain't turn? So where Boots at now? Where Boots at now? Where Boots at?
I thought it was
Hold on,
smart. I
YSL.
thought it was smart. I thought it was smart.
I have a
Smart
question for
move.
Brian Norman Sr.
Yeah.
All right, so check this. You had negotiations with Boots Ennis last year, right? In offers or whatever it is, right? Now you pretty much declined the offer that was given out. Whatever it was.
No. We did. Let me tell you how that went. Let me tell you how that went, just so people know. Even though we didn't decline anything. The way it went was like this. They sent us an offer, say, hey, would you like to fight Jaron Ennis? It was a verbal situation, period. That's how people, like I said, that's why I get so messy when fans and other motherfuckers try to get in the business of boxing. When we boxing fans, we need to worry about the fights. They sent some bullshit. Hey man, would you like to fight with Jaron Ennis? Hell yeah, we would like to fight Jaron Ennis. They send us this money thing. Now we can't do it for this, but we can do it for this. They come back when Boots come back first and say that we declined it, period, which we did not. You even got it on the trying to think what the fuck is that? It was on the message. It was on something from Eddie talking about he posted this shit. He said he didn't even realize that we counter offered. That's what Eddie said. He put that shit out in public. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't realize he didn't see a counter offer. That's what Eddie said. So again, to me, he was trying to hide this shit from Boots. That's how I look at it. He wasn't trying to make no fight. You feel what I'm saying? He was trying to hide from Boots. So again, I'm on Boots' side at this time. I'm texting Bozy. Me and Bozy cool. I done called Bozy when the shit first happened. I'm like, bro, look, I said, we gonna take the fight, so this and that, but I said the money a little low, but we gonna work it out, blah, 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 blah. He was like, nah, we ain't worried about that. We gonna fight for undisputed, man. We gonna let y'all do what y'all do. We do what we do. Y'all pick up y'all belts, we pick up our belts, we fight for undisputed. That's what Bozy said. I'm 1,000%. I got the text, man, I got everything. You feel what I'm saying? So we agreed to all of that shit. The bullshit start. I'm telling Bozy, The man full of shit. I got text where I told Bozy. Bozy, the man saying he didn't see no counter offer. Bro, we sit that man offer. He fucking with y'all. He lying to y'all. He said, all right, man, I appreciate you telling me. I'm going to get right on it. I got those in text messages. I appreciate you telling me. I'm going to get right on it. Me and Bozy was cordial and cool all the way up until Karen fight. I didn't say or do anything different than I'm doing right now until after Karen fight. Bozy got mad because of how Boost looked in Karen fight and how the world turned against him. That's when Bozy stopped responding. That's when Bozy stopped answering, because I never texted him again until the last time, and I never got disrespectful to him personally, nothing else. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm going to be disrespectful, I'm just as disrespectful as I was back then. Now, I haven't said anything different. I didn't call his mama a bitch. I didn't say nobody ugly. I didn't say nothing disrespectful personally about nobody. So the same thing what Bozy was mad at me about then, he going to be mad at me about now. He even said in the text, I still rock with y'all. I still fuck. I got no respect for you too. Every interview, every text you ask me about it, I'm going to say I respect the dynamics. I respect everything else, but we feel we can beat him. Right. And it is what it is.
All right, I had a question, a follow-up question with that, because like the numbers and everything like that, like you get what you get as far as like an offer and the counter offer and everything like that, right? And if it just came to a little disagreement between those two parties, that's one thing, right? But with Brian Norman Jr.'s situation, he's under Top Rank, right? And he has the management team with Adrian and Jolene, right? So if you get a figure, everybody knows that a percentage is going to get taken out. My question is, did Top Rank ever come to y'all to say, hey, we could put this amount of money towards you having a fight with Boots Ennis?
That's what no. I personally, because you got to think about it, we get the third or fourth party type shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We don't talk directly to Top Rank because our management do also. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? So we gonna get that third or fourth party, whatever. Right. So, but I'm gonna say, listen, but this is what I've been saying, and this is what I've been trying to work on, but it takes time, and the fans don't have time, and the fans don't understand that shit. That's what I want to do. That's what I wanted to. Now I don't give a fuck. Now I just want that nigga in the ring. I'm just being real. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make it where my son keep performing, keep knocking motherfuckers out, keep doing what he do, and then Top Rank come back and they can make them offer just like Top Rank made Jaron an offer with Tio. Top Rank is the one that made that first offer to Jaron for Tio. That's how he turned that one down, and then he turned the one from Turkey down. That people don't remember that. Top Rank is the one that approached Jaron Ennis for a Tio fight. So if they would do it for Tio, like I said, what you got to do is earn your keep, prove what you are, prove what you're worth. You feel what I'm saying? Come to these motherfuckers. Look, bro, this is what we need y'all to do. We need y'all to come to these motherfuckers and back us on this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not one to say, oh, Top Rank don't even care about them. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's why we gonna earn our keep. So it don't matter who we with or what we is. It's only two motherfuckers gonna be in that ring. That's my son and whoever he fight. And when they're in that ring with him, it's gonna be a whole different story than what the fans believe. So anyway, that's what we've been working on right now. We want him in the ring.
Senior, no money for that fight. They wouldn't put up money for that fight. They got the best matchmakers in the game. Why would they put up money in that fight to just have them lose the WBO belt that they got control of right now? They're not doing that shit.
So why they trying to make Tio fight Boots then?
They probably believe in him more than your son.
Okay, so that's your opinion. Again, if they believe in him more than my son, that goes back.
They
so
set
if they believe in him more than my son, which is cool. They believe in him more than my son.
Your son defied the odds and put on a great performance, but they were trying to set y'all up to lose to Giovanni Santillan, bro.
Okay,
they didn't want you to win. They didn't want y'all to win that fight, bro. You're not getting no disagreement. Pay you so much that in order for you to get this bag, they sending your ass to Japan, bro.
You just said pay us so much. No, we got our bread, but you see, that's where you're wrong. That's where you don't.
No, I'm saying in order for you to get the bag you're getting, they're not even giving you hometown fights. They're not main eventing you. They
No. You got to understand. You can only fight. You can only fight one fight at a time. You can only fight one fight at a time. That's what the fans don't understand. Like it's like niggas get mixed up. Like we basketball teams and we playing 3 and 4 games a week or 3 and 4 games. Nah, it don't work that way. You only get one fight at a time. My son only fought one fight since he won the title. One fight. The fight that was scheduled for last year, he fought that one fight. He's coming back after 2 months of doing that, where this man approached him, and we didn't even fucking know this guy existed until, January sometime? I didn't even know who the fuck Jen Sasaki was. People were like, Jen Sasaki called you out to his last fight, and this and that, whatever. I was like, who the fuck is Jen Sasaki? So we went to Google him, looking at him. He was ranked number 2 in the WBO. You know, he was ranked. I was like, okay, cool. I'm watching him fight. Yeah, that's an exciting fight. He approached us with the offer, with the written offer, whatever else. Shit, my son told him verbatim, shit, if I can't get these other guys or whatever, who the winner of this fight to give him some smoke, lack of better words, he said, if I can't get these other guys to, to do business or give me some unification bouts, I'll definitely do that for you. You feel what I'm saying? You heard Jaron Ennis say after his fight, he was taking vacations. He didn't know who he wanted to fight. He didn't know what he wanted to do. You got my son after his fight, he said particularly, yeah, I want the winner of that fight. The winner of that fight.
Wait, senior.
Yeah.
At the same time, I heard Junior say that he wasn't going to wait for anybody, which he didn't. He said he wasn't going to. Wait. They asked him that he was. They asked him would he wait for the winner of Stanionis and Boots. He said, "I'm my own man. I'm not waiting for anybody.
I'm my own man. I ain't waiting. Absolutely. So watch this though. But what we did,
they already had the Japanese boy in the back pocket. He was already. No,
we did. No, we did. No, I on everything. No, we didn't talk to that man. Y'all saw that shit play out on camera. We can't talk to him in Japan.
So
we can't talk.
That's the thing that
we can't talk to him. We can't talk to the Chinese dude in
Japan.
Japan. We can't talk to the Japanese dude in Japan. We didn't have nothing going on with him. We ain't got nothing with him.
He flew all the way. He flew all the way out. Top Rank let him get all in the video in the middle of the interview. He flew all the way from Japan. He was able to get backstage passes to get the interview, but that was the very first time his name ever came up. Nobody was talking to him about a fight or nothing.
You didn't. Okay, first of all, you didn't hear what I just told you. Nobody with top rank. Nobody with top rank mentioned Sasaki to us. But what I did after the fight, what I did after the fight was Carl. Y'all know Carl is always in the ring. I don't know if y'all know Carl Moretti. Carl Moretti is always in the ring. If you go back and watch the right video, hold on one second.
Do y'all see what I'm asking though, bro?
Carl already used to buy a Coke off me. My bad.
Yeah, why you gonna do Carl? Why you gonna do Carl?
I told Carl Moretti. I told Carl Moretti after the fight. I told Carl Moretti in the ring after the fight. I said, because again, we got to prove ourselves, but we gonna keep stepping on shit. That's bottom line. We gonna keep stepping on shit. What's up, Doc? Okay, I got it. We gonna keep stepping on shit, bottom line. But I told Carl Moretti right after the fight, I said, you got your star right there. I said, y'all don't even know it yet. I said, but we gonna keep fucking shit up. I said, bring us Jen Sasaki, because Jen Sasaki had already called us out. I didn't know he was there. I said, bring us Jen Sasaki. You can bring us Rohan Polanco, because those are names.
Only Japanese man in the building. You ain't know he was there?
No, nigga, I was behind stage. The fuck? He was in the crowd. I was in backstage.
All right, my bad.
I think that I know Top Rank knew he was there. Top Rank not letting you get in the videos and interrupt the interview and do a Leah 4-page letter. They're not letting you do all that shit, man, unless they know you coming.
Of course they knew he was there. In a way, came to Bruce Carrington fight. Of course they knew he was there. They do deals with Mr. Honda. But bottom line is, I told the motherfucker in the ring, we'll fight whoever the fuck you got. But y'all don't understand. See, this is what people mixing it up at, though. This is what's getting me. This is what's killing me. Greg, you think I'm a hoe? Greg?
He went dark, bro.
Okay.
Hold on. What'd you say, cuz? Hold on. What?
Do you think I'm a hoe? You think I'm scared? Do you think I'm scared?
Scared of what?
Anything.
After I hit you with that right hand, you was scared of the motherfucker. You had to take that break.
Real talk. All bullshit aside. All bullshit aside. No. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Want some regular everyday life shit? No.
I'm not scared of nothing. People don't understand it. I'm not afraid of anything on walking this earth, nigga. I'm not scared of anything walking this earth. So I need y'all to understand this. If I'm not scared of anything, this man being face to face with me. If I'm not afraid of anything walking this earth, wait a minute. If I'm not afraid of anything walking this earth, and I raise a son that's better than me, I raise a son that's better than me, doing more things than I was doing at the time, ain't lost a fight and fucking overthinked. Like, of course I'm gonna think and feel very highly of him. Ain't nobody afraid of this nigga.
Hey, Brian, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared of somebody, but you can be scared for somebody.
I'm not scared for my son. My son is so exceptional. It's just like y'all. I heard on YSM. I heard something on YSM. I think last night somebody was talking about. They was doing an interview. Who was that fuck he was talking to? Oh, you was talking to Johnny Ortiz, old bum ass. Anyway, that was the other day. That nigga, he was lying his ass off too.
He must be
Johnny
another
Ortiz,
content creator that don't agree with you. Everybody that don't agree with you,
he gay, but hey, he's all them off. He gay as hell. Johnny's gay as hell. And was
Don't
lying
do
like a
Johnny
motherfucker.
like that, man.
Hey, look, no, hold on. Let me say
Nigga's
real quick. I'm gonna stay on topic because I got a bad habit of jump in my shit. All right. So anyway, with that being said, God damn, drop my whole motherfucker. What I just heard you talking about, I'm old.
Hey, yo, for me,
what
senior,
you see him doing in the gym? I heard y'all talking about what y'all see him doing in the gym. He was saying, I mean, I'll put him against anybody, man. Y'all, the things I done seen, y'all gotta understand. I've seen the same thing. When you saw me, when y'all saw me in huh?
I said, senior, you know he's a monster. Right?
Okay,
and I'm not even. No, wait, just hear me out. I'm not even in your mind, right? You're a fighter, you're a trainer. You expect your guy to win.
Right.
What we don't have to do, we don't have to try to diminish one guy.
I have never diminished. Let me tell you something.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have, dude. Yes, you have.
What part? Tell me what I said.
When you do that shit with that front leg, he ain't got no power.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
He don't got no power.
Hey,
that's the truth.
With me,
we know where the power.
That's the honest to God truth. That's what I see. Look, huh?
When me and you had our issue, right? And it was a private issue that became public, and which I'm going to apologize for because that was something that me and you had going behind the scenes, right?
Right.
So, I never hated on Senior.
Hey, I'm out of here, man.
Well, I'm sorry.
I keep getting money.
All right, I never hated on Junior. The fights I think Junior will win is the fights I think he's going to win. I think he stops Teo. And I'm not saying that because you're on there. I think he stops Teo. I think he stops Barrios.
Hear me out real quick.
I feel like you be throwing shade at Boots because
no, I'm not throwing what I do. I'm glad you said that. What I do is you got to understand this is a fact. People on the chat, people in it. No, who all on here real quick? Who all on this live? Who all on? Who you got? G? Who on?
We got Knockout, Boxing Source, and somebody else.
Everybody on this, what are we looking at right now, does not have more experience at boxing than me. Not now one of y'all. That's the truth. None of y'all, nobody on this right here has done what I've done. Nobody has trained the world champion. Nobody has trained the national champion. Nobody has trained I've done so much in boxing. I've been around, I'm 46 years old and I've been around boxing for over 30 years. Nobody on this has the eyes. Nobody on this right here has the eyes that I have. You're not looking at what I'm looking at. Y'all remember, and I keep telling my son this, and this shit been working like clockwork. In order for you to elevate and get higher with the athleticism, with the this and with the that, I'm going to teach y'all something, but it don't matter because you have to teach them to know what you're looking for in the gym. In order for you to get there, you got to start with the basics. Roy Jones, this and that. The body does certain things. The body starts here. Then when it starts here, it gets to doing this other amazing shit. But you got basics that it has to do and it has to go through to get that done. These eyes right here are going to fuck you up before you ever get there. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. The reason I was talking about power on the live, whatever we was on the other night, is because that's what I was telling y'all. Power makes a person fight different. When you hit, again, that's from experience. I've been in there with a mother. You heard Corey Spinks agree with me. No fighter, Zab, none of them is going to disagree with what I'm saying when it comes to boxing. You ain't never heard a fighter disagree with nothing I say when it comes to what happens in that ring. If a nigga hit you, you gonna be like, shit. It's about how you approach that situation. That's all I'm saying. So what I'm telling you is the man is good. I have no problem with him being good. But this phenomenal and this, no, I know how to diffuse it before it ever starts. I'm going to diffuse it. Let me land it. I'm gonna stop. Listen. And listen to what I'm saying. And I've stayed steady with this whole thing the whole time. The fight is not going to look like you think it's going to look. He's not going to look like you think he's going to look. I know this for 1,000% fact because the fighter only does what you allow the other fighter. The fighter only does what the other fighter allows him to do. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
That's cool. I think, and this is how real we can keep it. On the experience, nobody's ever argued that, bro. About your 30 years, 40 years in boxing, nobody is saying that. Now, as far as your eye for talent, I I disagree there because I trust my eye for talent as well. But as far as your experience and training and ever, no, you've never heard me say anything about that. And everything you just said, that shit sounds real good. But the reason that we have disagreements and I have a hard time believing that, because I feel like if you believed everything that you said, bro, you'd have treated Boots the same way you treated Cuevas or the same way you treated Giovanni Santillan. Y'all would have made the fight. The reason that you need so much money, bro, and you're turning down these career high paydays is because you know that nigga different. Because what you also know as a boxer and as a fighter, what people in the chat may not know is once you done shared the ring with somebody a few times, nigga, you know what it is. You know what it is. Sparring or a real fight, it don't matter. Once you share a ring with a nigga a few times, you know what it is. And we both know your son done shared that ring with Jaron Ennis. I'm glad you brought it. Like you know what the fuck it is. That's all people are saying, bro.
You just made me remember something. And two of these guys on here, and I'm glad them two on here. There's Jaleel Hackett, Greg Hackett, and Jamil Parker. I'm glad both of y'all on here because we had the same discussion before. We finna debunk what y'all saw right now. Have y'all ever seen Boots drop my son? We had this discussion before, and I can go find the interview. Have you ever seen Boots drop my son?
No.
Okay.
I stepped out of the gym.
You never seen him drop him though, right?
No. I stepped out of the gym.
Okay. All right. But you've seen him spar more than once, right?
Wait, senior. You know I do interviews during sparring and during training. So there's times where I go in and out.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I just want to put this out there that people don't remember and they don't know this. And that's the only thing that drew like a bigger wedge between me and Bose is I couldn't believe he did what he did when he said that he dropped that Boots drop. That was, first of all, Boots hit my son with a low blow, which you, Jamil, just so you know, Jamil, the last one you put, not the last one, you put on there a few times. The guy with the blue cup and the black tank top. Man, he hit that man with about 17 different low blows. Go back and watch that video. The one where you say the unleashing and this and that, whatever. Man, he was catching that man low all over the place.
Wait. I don't put up sparring. You knew that.
No, you put up a clip of him beating up a guy. We talked about this.
It wasn't me.
You said it was on somebody else shit.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I know
about
exactly,
that. I asked you that before, and you said the same thing.
I know exactly who fight. I'm not going to put none of my guys.
But you remember what I'm talking about, right? You know the video I'm talking about.
If it was a recent one, I know exactly who that is.
It wasn't that recent. It happened last year sometime. Black tank top, blue cup.
Yeah, I know exactly who that is. I know who that is.
All right. Did he hit him low and did he acknowledge that he hit him low? In the video.
I would have to go back and watch it.
The first one he did, he hit him low and he acknowledged to it, but then he went on and proceeded to kept hitting him low. That's the same thing he did to my son, but he didn't drop him. He hit him low, acknowledged it. It was identical. It was identical. He hit him low, which he hit Abolition in the nuts. He hit Karen in the nuts. He hit everybody low. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that to be it's what you known to do. It's like you make mistakes and hit motherfucker low. If you want to do it on purpose, hips, whatever you want to do.
Who was getting the better of the work, senior?
Huh?
Who was getting the better of the work?
They worked a lot of times. Boots got the best my son one time. That's what people don't understand. They work more. They work multiple times.
So every other time your son was giving him the business.
Every other time is exactly what I said, and I hold true to this. My son, the second time they sparred, they do 4-minute rounds. The first 3 minutes of the first 4 minutes, my son was putting fists in that nigga face, and it made him. Wait. No. You asked me a question.
I got you.
I'm saying a knockout, real fast knockout. Go ahead.
It made Boots change how he treated my son from that time to if it was a terrible. Their sparring sessions from that time on was terrible. To me.
So he changed the way Boots fight. Boots is regular. Boots is regular, and your son would knock him the hell out.
Knockout. Just give me 1 second.
Go ahead. What you got to do?
That's what you said. Y'all said your son would knock him the hell out, right?
Yes, that's my belief. Yeah, I think he'd knock him out.
Okay, so y'all believe y'all gonna knock him out? You saw him work with Boots in sparring, and once Brian started maturing, he started putting hands on Boots.
Well, first of all, the last time we seen Boots, my son was 22 years old.
I got you. And so, but when they worked together, the first time Boots got off
together,
but every other time, your son made him change the way he fought.
No. Okay. This is what happened.
Right?
I'm finna tell you, motherfucker. This is what happened. He made him change the way he act. But my son, I told Bozy this. If Bozy want to be truthful and be real, but he ain't doing that lately. If Bozy wanted, I told him, I said, bro, he got a lot more work. I said it's a respect that he got for Boots. I told Bozy that. I told Bozy, I said it on different. I don't change what I say. I say it's respect he got for him.
I'm not saying that you did, bro. I'm trying to get
you ask me a question. Let me answer the question. I'm finna answer the question. My son never gave it his all at all. He never did it. He never. Again, like I just told you. I watch a fighter, and the one major thing that Boots have on everybody. This is a good thing in his favor, but I know how to change it because I watched it get changed. And y'all tell me I'm lying. When he get in the ring with you, especially if you knew it's rapid fire, it's blast off, it's Ferrari against 84. Wait, it's Ferrari against 84 cutlass from the line. Stuck the gas, he gone. Am I right? Am I lying?
No, he a fast starter. He a fast starter.
A knockout. I need you to give me 1 second though. Since you were
he won't let me get it out. Why is him? I'm trying to get it.
No, because he brought up the work. Now, I seen 2 sparring sessions between the two, right? And I don't like to talk about the sparring because I am the guest in y'all house in the sense of y'all allow me to watch, right? I seen the work. Are you going to tell me that kid is not a special kid? I'm not saying if you don't think that you'll beat him or not. That's irrelevant. I expect you to think that you will beat him. Is he a special fighter?
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real. He is it's like a motherfucker with a lot of imagination. Teo, you can put in the same boat watching Teo fight. Mm-hmm. It's a motherfucker when you watch them, they believe in themselves so wholeheartedly, and that's what my son was missing. Again, I say this shit openly. I said to everybody, my son he didn't have the belief that I had in him. He has it now. That's what I'm gonna go back to Boots.
Go ahead.
But Boots believe in himself so much that he's willing to put everything out there and everything he got to do. So what he's doing is it special? It's just he giving you what he got, and the other motherfucker who's a few things like Mike Tyson had him beat in the head before it started. The other motherfucker who may be a slow starter, the other motherfucker may be trying to get a feel of himself. The other motherfucker may be trying to. Again, I told you, but the one thing I did notice is he wasn't hurting these people. These people wouldn't bleed. He wasn't knocking them out. He wasn't dropping them. I was just being real. And you know I'm not lying.
I can't. Listen. I'm gonna say my last piece, and I got somebody that wants to holler at you, right? I watched 2 of y'all sparring sessions, right? And I'm not even gonna say what went on or what didn't went on, right? You know I was there because I interviewed you. Everybody can go back. I saw 2. I saw 2 out of the 3. I didn't see the third one.
My son get dropped. You never see my son bleed.
Wait,
did you see my son bleed?
I wasn't looking that closely to see if he bled. I can't remember that.
Did he get wobbled?
I didn't see him fall, but other people
you didn't see him fall, wobble, bleed, none of the
other people. I step in and out to interview people.
Other people that
were there.
They didn't start that rumor until Bozy said it. Yeah,
Tyrone Davis, he spoke on it. JYD, they're not from that gym. They're from another gym. JYD.
He didn't. The day JYD was in there, he didn't spar. He did not spar him.
I only speak on what I saw.
I got. So
in that first session, I went in and out.
My son was 20 years old. Go ahead.
Doing interviews. I went in and out. Yes. So the knee.
That was the day he got the best of him. Yes.
But I watched a lot of rounds, but I didn't see that part.
That was the day he got the best of him.
I saw the second one in its entirety.
Right.
So I can only speak on parts of the first and the second.
Right. So let's be clear though. Let's be clear. First of all, my son 20. He's 20 years old at the time when he first got there. Let's just be real with that. He's a fucking kid. Everybody else get this and that. He a belief. Again, like I said, Boots is going to do that for any slow starter. He's going to go in there. He's going to run it through. We didn't record it. But I remember, I remember playing it in my head, because I was worried. I tell anybody, I was like, damn, bro, I can't have my son here, you know what I'm saying, can't we, and you know what I'm saying, because, you know, it's going to discourage him. And then I woke up Saturday motherfucking morning, and I said, I got it. Nigga, it's you. That's what I told me. I said, nigga, it's you. I said, it's you. I said, I keep replaying in my head, just like when he sparred Tank. I said, I keep playing in my head what he did, but I don't remember you doing shit. That's what I told me. I said, bro, I don't remember you doing nothing at all. You didn't do nothing to deter that nigga. You didn't do nothing to I said, you didn't give him what you got. Give that nigga some of that power. He did it the first 3 minutes. They do 4-minute rounds. He did it the first 3 minutes. And from that point on.
Of what session, though?
Of the very second section. That Monday. They spar Wednesday fresh off the plane Wednesday. They sparred. Friday, a guy came from New York, a 20-year-old kid from New York, he took B plays. He was like, yeah, I got this kid, B beat him up last week, and he wanted to get his get back or whatever, so we're going to let him take our place. So that was Friday. That's when B beat up the other people that Boots was beating up, and he fucked them up. That's when he beat up other people that Boots was beating up, and he beat them up worse than Boots. He did. So then Monday came, that's when they sparred again, and I told us that B. And then in the sparring session, at 3-minute mark, because again, they got 4-minute rounds, 3-minute mark, I watched my son, like I said, I watched my fight. His shoulders drop, all of his, I said, I started cussing him out immediately because I already knew what was happening. It's mental. It's mental. It wasn't nothing this man did. I said, no, nigga, don't you start. I started cussing him out immediately. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But again, he older now. He more mature now. Yeah. He did what he did. I see things different than what y'all see. And again, the world gonna find out.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let my man go. Right, I seen 2 out of the 3, right, and I favor your son to beat Teofimo Lopez. I favor him to stop him and Mario Barrios Stanionis. I think that's a bit of an even fight. I don't think your son can beat Boots. Right? Hey, you think he can beat Boots, and that's fine. That's your perspective. That's my perspective, right? Yeah. But you often refer to private conversations that we've had, right? And you do that, and I don't like to do that because what I talk to you about is what I talk to you about. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put you on Front Street since you want to refer to private conversations. A private conversation that me and you had after your son first sparred Jaron Ennis. What did you say about a potential fight with him and a Terrence Crawford, because you sparred Terrence Crawford too?
I told Mosey, I told everybody, I thought that Boots would beat Terrence Crawford. But then again, like I told you, when I realized my son wasn't doing, you got to think Terrence Crawford ain't gonna do what my son did for the first time they sparred.
I understand. I just wanted that. I just wanted that part. Since we talked about private, I wanted that part to be put out.
Jamil, let me ask you a question, Jamil, and Greg. Do I come off as a liar to y'all? You know me. Do I come off as a liar? Do I like I cap about anything to you?
I feel like you're a very honest person, but at the same time, you omit certain things, though.
Whatever I omit, I don't mind people telling me I omitted it, and I will put it back in there. I'm like you just said. Wait. I'm glad you just vouched for me because people don't understand that. Anybody that lies is an ashamed person. I'm not ashamed of losing. I'm not ashamed of getting stopped. I've never been knocked out. That's what people got to understand about me. Never been knocked out. I got stopped from being dizzy, referee stopping the fight. Never been out on none of that shit. I never been out where they counted me out. None of that shit. I'm not ashamed of any of that. If I'm not ashamed of that as a man, I went in the ring again and risked that shit again with a motherfucker with a losing ring. I'm not, no disrespect to Greg. I did that shit again after being fucked. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed of anything in my life. I'm not ashamed of money. I'm not ashamed of kids. I'm not ashamed of bitches. I don't lie to nobody but females. That's all people I lie to. And all I'm gonna lie is I'm gonna say I was where I was, but I wasn't. That's about it. I don't lie. I don't believe in lying. I don't have to remember the lie.
I got somebody that wants to address you.
Can I get to what I was trying to get to address you real quick? Yeah, just real quick before I go. So, because I was listening the whole time. So, what I heard was Boots got the best of your son the first time, and then the next 2 times Your son did much better. He believed in himself more. Boots had to change the way that he fought because your son was giving it back, and you felt like your son got the better of it in the last 2 sparring sessions. I've also heard you say how you
I don't even
believe
know
in
where you
your,
got that number from. They spar a lot more than
you,
2 to
you
3
said
times.
he
I don't know
only
where you get that from.
you said he only got the best of him the first time, and after that, Brian Norman was turning up on his ass and did much better.
See, you
That's what
be
you
making
said,
up
bro.
shit. That's not
I
what I
just was quiet for like 15 straight minutes. 15 straight minutes. I ain't say a word, bro.
Go ahead, but
And
your
so,
hearing heard something wrong. But go ahead.
so you didn't say your son got the better of him those next sparring sessions? That's not what you
I
said, bro.
absolutely did not say that. You want to know what I said?
Yeah, tell me again, bro.
And somebody on here can tell me if I'm lying. I said the first 3 minutes of the second sparring session, my son was taking it to his ass. The 4th minute came, my son's energy went down, posture went down, everything went down without Jaron doing anything. From that point on, wait, first of all, there's more than 3 times. So I don't even know when you got that third one in there, because I didn't even talk about the third one. It was like
I only know y'all working 3 times.
That's what you said.
They worried about 4 or 5. They worried a lot of times.
The story keeps changing.
Anyway, I just said, okay, you know what, bro? Listen, I just said the first 3 minutes of that round, and from that point on, Boots never sparred him the same. He had too much respect for him too. They never sparred the same.
And you also said that your son got the best of him after that first sparring session, or is that not true anymore?
I did not say that. I said he got the best of him for 3 minutes.
To you, bro. They all telling you that
he got the best of him for 3 minutes of the first round. Tell me I'm lying. Who said I'm lying?
So we're taking that back. So the only time your son got the best of him was for the first 3 minutes in the second sparring session.
And the last 30 seconds of the last sparring session. Yes.
So other than that, Boots was piecing him up.
No, it was an ugly ass sparring session. Nobody did shit. It wasn't good to me. It was terrible.
Okay, so nobody did shit in the sparring session. But the fact
it was nothing. It wasn't even nothing to watch. It was nothing.
So Boots didn't do you in the sparring session how you do everybody else.
No, not the rest. No, not other than the first time. No, absolutely not.
I got you. And you believe your son would knock him the hell out. Your son believes he would knock him the hell out. So y'all know that that's a winnable fight. You call Boots average. You pick Stanionis to beat him, right? You said that he ain't really all that he cracked up to be. If a motherfucker ain't giving them back to him, and y'all believe in yourselves. If that is all true, why not take the highest payday of your career to beat him up and stop him, since that's what y'all gonna do anyway?
So that's the crack. My man was just telling me omitting shit. I think you omit shit out your brain. Again, the first time we knew the fight itself was worth more. The offer that they made for Barrios, the offer and the amount that they gave to Stanionis proved what. Not only that, my bad.
So the fight was worth more based on what they were offering other people?
Let me answer your question.
That's crazy.
Now this is talking about 2024. Not to mention is you're calling us to go do something for you. You want us to get you out of Karen fight. We know what the fight is worth. We know what this fight is worth. So we're like, okay, we'll do that. We was over here doing this, but we'll do that. Yeah, but we're gonna do this. We negotiate.
That y'all was on the level of Barrios.
I need you to,
bro.
I need you. It's been somebody that's been sitting back waiting. Wait. No, I want you to stay. Knockout. I just want you to stay for 10 minutes.
I'm a dip because we ain't gonna see eye to eye on this shit, man.
No, knockout. I just need you to stay for 10 minutes.
Somebody wants to address with the bullshit he been spreading.
Marty, you ready?
Salute to your platform. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody up here. Y'all boy be easy. Have a good night, man. Salute to y'all.
Somebody's been dying to address you for weeks, if not months. Marty, are you ready?
I am here. Good evening, everyone on the panel. Salute.
I apologize for the hold up. Go ahead, cook.
No, it's cool. Salute to you, YSM Sports Media. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Sr. I don't know who else is up here. So salute to everybody on the panel. This is my first time encountering you, Brian. So I want to give you the respect that you rightfully deserve as a professional boxer that put the work in, that had enough courage and strength and fortitude to become a professional boxer. Not only that, to use those transferable skills to train your son. I want to tell you, man to man, I commend you on that. Now, as I say on my platform, enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. I just have a few questions I just want to ask you so I can be clear. I'm sure you've probably seen some videos that I've done on my platform about you and
I ain't
towards
never
you.
seen none you ever did.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't know who I am, I'm Manager Marty, and I've done some videos just commenting on some of the things that I heard you say, and of course Adrian Clark say, the manager. I won't get into him, but more so about the things that I heard you say, and I just have some questions to get clarity on it. I heard you say, I don't know if it was on Mill City Boxing's platform or someone else's, but I heard you say in the very beginning of when you were talking about the debacle that went on in the breakdown of negotiations last fall, 2024, of why the fight didn't happen between your son and Boots. I recall you saying that you guys didn't want to fight Boots, or you guys didn't want to fight Boots in Philly in his hometown. Do you
No,
recall saying that?
we never said that. We said we said amount that it's gonna take for us to do that, or you can move it and we can fight for the price they gave us. We never said that.
So you didn't say that.
You heard me say I didn't want to fight Greg in Philly.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
You
that
ain't never heard.
y'all-
You ain't never heard me say we going to Philly. No, we'll come to Philly right now. We'll come to Philly.
All right.
Oh,
But
so
it's just a
we can dare that whole situation. We'll fight him in Philly. We don't give a fuck about that.
Okay. It's a certain price, though, you're saying, that will get y'all to
No,
come fight.
well,
Boots in Philly.
what it was you already getting the upper hand, which it should be more. We gonna work that out and see if they come fair, whatever in the first place. Again, I'm still hoping and praying after my son do what he do, we can get Top Rank involved and my shit can go hurry up and speed up into fruition and we can get some include, or even fucking Turkey will fucking be wonderful. We fight this nigga in Saudi, he going in the dirt. But anyway, I mean, hopefully we can make some shit like that shape or whatever else. But for right now, we're going to Philly. That our plans are to go to Philly and fight him.
All right. But originally, though, in 2024, when this first happened, it was basically because the money had to be of a certain amount before you all agreed to go in his backyard
Right.
to fight
Right,
in Philly.
and the money was less than what they gave Stanionis and what they paid for that Stanionis situation. Yes,
Right. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but I just wanted to be clear that so it's the money. It was the amount basically for you guys to go to
your
fight
phone
Boots.
breaking up, huh?
It was the amount basically that allowed you guys to say
Well, what it
you won't go to
was is more to it. It's more to it than that. You hear my son saying shit like he trying to little boy me. You got to understand something. Again, people not taking this into context. We were doing them a favor. They needed to get out of the Karen fight. They needed to get out of the Karen fight. We had a fight that was already offered to us with Cravaz. We were going to ditch the Cravaz fight to fight Boots. So we already had shit going on. You feel what I'm saying? Right. That was the money was up. Okay, well, what we had going on is in our favor. It's in our court. We riding the course of our career. We're doing our thing over here. You come over. It's like you coming to me. It's like me coming to you at your house and say, "Hey, bro, I know you over here working on your driveway and shit, but I need you to do me a favor. I need you to come help me with my AC unit." So you be like, "All right, that's a bet, bro. Give me such amount of money." No, nigga, I ain't gonna give you that, but I give you this. No, nigga, give me such amount of money. Man, fuck that, you ain't worth it. And I start cussing you. I approach you with the job. I approach you because I need you. You feel what I'm saying? And I go to cussing you out, talking shit, your fucking family cussing me out because you approach me. I mean, because I approach you, they cussing. You feel what I'm saying? They cussing. It's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? But no, that's what it was.
Right. The reason why I'm asking, because when your son fought Giovanni Santillan, he fought him in San Diego, California, his backyard, right?
Absolutely. Because that was an opportunity. There was an opportunity at a world title. And to be honest with you, it was the exact thing that people saying now about Boots. If you win the world title, if you win the world title, you got leverage now. You can blah, 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 you can blah, blah, blah. We already did that. We did that when we fought Santillan. And that's what happened.
Right. I have another question on that.
Yeah.
When did you guys know? Meaning, when I say no, I mean specifically know that it was a guarantee that your son was going to fight Jin Sasaki at some point. When did y'all know that? Was that in 2024 or was that in 2025?
We didn't know who the fuck Jin Sasaki was. Somebody sent me a video of Jin Sasaki leaving one of his fights, his last fight in January, And I kept getting everybody sitting to me where he called my son name. They was like, Brian Norman, yes. He said, yes, I'm Brian Norman. Or whatever. We don't know that mother. We did not know him from there. We didn't know him in 2012. I didn't know who the fuck he was from 2012.
That was probably the video when I took that excerpt from him saying that, and I did a video on that actually.
Oh well, yeah, no, we didn't even know him then. I did not know who the fuck he was. The people were sending me that video. I only heard the 2 videos. He called out in one video. That was the one after his fight. He was walking down the hallway, and they weren't really saying nothing. The dude was just like Brian Norman next. He said, yes, I'm Brian Norman. That they sent us that one, and I was like, shit. That's when I went to looking at him, like that'd be a great fight. And then the other video was him saying he'll knock out Boots. So he was like, he'll knock out Boots. And I think he said B in that same one. So I only saw 2 videos of him calling my son out outside of before he approached my son after his fight. Other than that, we didn't know shit about Jen Sasaki.
Okay. So at what point did y'all know, once again, that y'all were going to fight Jen Sasaki? When did y'all actually know that?
We had offers. We had different ones. After my son fought Derek Quavez, this is the crazy part, and I'll say this too, or whatever. They kind of kicked me out of the room. I guess I don't know what that was about. But his management team, you know what I'm saying? My son being on his grown man shit, because I ain't his manager no more. You know what I'm saying? So they was in the room saying about the offers they had or whatever the case may be. Of course, Jen Sasaki was one of them because he approached him at the fight. But it was more than Jen Sasaki. It was more people. So they had different whatever. Again, my son said he was gonna wait on the winner of Stanionis and Boost to see what they had to say, see what they were gonna do. We was watching that shit with all eyes, all whatever. Just like my son told Sasaki in the interview, you can go watch the interview where he did with Sasaki. He said, "Yeah, if I can't get none of these other guys to give me unification or we get some smoke with these other guys, I definitely give you an opportunity." So yeah, but this fight was not signed, sealed, and delivered until the end of April. I want to say April 25th, something like that.
April the 25th, basically.
Something like
when
that.
y'all knew that y'all were going to fight Jen Sasaki.
Yeah, because like a week or so after, we left real quick. We went to California for training on May the 4th. So it was like literally about 5-6 days max before the fact when we found it out and the fact that we went. So yeah.
So then your son basically, you said that your son said that if the other guys wouldn't give him a chance, I guess right away.
Phone breaking up. It's breaking up.
Hear me?
No, I can hear you, Marty.
Oh, that if you just said that if your son said if the other, I guess, world champions won't give him an opportunity to fight in a unification bout, then your son would take the Jen Sasaki fight. That was what, in March or April, basically.
He told Jen Sasaki that right after his fight, March 29th.
May 25th or something like
March 29th. March 29th.
March the 29th.
Yeah.
He told Jen Sasaki that, but you just said within a month you guys signed the contract at the end of April to fight him in June. Right. Well, that's the part where I'm confused at because Boots fought on April the 12th, literally 2 weeks or so after your son fought in his last fight. So I'm just trying to figure out why, and if your son is saying, based on what you just said, your son said, we're going to see if the other champions give me a chance to fight them. And if not, then I will give you an opportunity. But Boots fought literally 2 weeks after your son fought. So I'm just trying to figure out why didn't y'all fight Boots instead of giving Jen Sasaki the opportunity when he fought 2 weeks after y'all?
How could we fight Boots? Fight Boots how? Fight Boots how? Wait. Fight Boots how? Was there
your
offers out to fight Boots? Wait, now you hear me now? Was there was no offers out to fight Boots. There was no Boots after Boots press conference. They asked him specifically about my son. Again, I keep saying it. This is like a fucking broken record. Eddie said, because they did ask us verbally. They asked us many times verbally. Every time we said yes. They asked us, "Do you want to fight Jaron Ennis next?" Hell yeah. That was the answer. That was what they asked before we fought Quavez, before Stanionis fight. They asked us that. Yes. So now after the fight, we listening to the press conference, we listen to everything else they say. They asked Boots, do he want to fight us? Bozy and Eddie say first, we talked to Bob. They want to make the fight, this and that. They pan over to Bozy and Boots. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. What do you mean we don't want to fight? We tell you we want to fight. Let's get it done. Let's make it fight. Now, also let me say this. Just again, my son had to get his status up and get his weight up. Going to Japan is a great opportunity. So even if at that press conference, you can go back for yourself, listen to the word. Like I said, I listen to everything. He said the date that Eddie gave out was September. He said he'll be back in September. He said by my son. He said maybe September. He said September. That's what Eddie said. So if my son just fought March 29th, he can fight again in 2 months because he took minimum damage. So he gonna fight again in March. Make this big ass bag where you can stop telling that bold-faced ass lie where you can Google and see different about him making $100,000, and you got Busa here saying the same thing. If I made $100,000, he said if you made $100,000 your last fight, which wasn't true, and I offer you $2 million, which one you taking? Our point was that's crazy. He's saying that shit on that big ass platform when nigga, if you offered us $2 million, we would have been fighting. That was what we asked for. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, bro, what the fuck? What are we talking about?
Brian, I want to be clear so you can understand my intentions of asking you that. As a boxing manager representing hundreds of fighters, I'm talking about me personally. When my client, I'm talking about how I do business as a manager. When my client says, whether it be privately to me or publicly to the media, when my client says, and I'm going to use your son's words that you said he said, when my client says, I'm going to wait until the other champions determine whether or not they're available to give me an opportunity to unify the titles in this division, I want to see if they're able and willing to fight me before I agree to terms with Jin Sasaki as a manager. Because my client said that I'm not even entertaining anything about Jin Sasaki because Boots just fought April 12th. You see what I'm saying?
Well, first of all, for your client, the job for your client is to do what's best interest for your client. So if Jin Sasaki is offering if Jin Sasaki is offering over $1 million, you already got them talking about you ain't made this, you ain't made, so you got to get your weight up. You talking about $1 million fucking grab. Better than $1 million.
Talking about $1 million.
Wait, no, hear me out. No, hear me out. You talking about better than $1 million grab, and you're talking about the guy said out his mouth, he never even said he wants to fight you. This guy never said he wants to fight you. Nobody's knocking down our doors. Nobody's calling our phone anymore. Nobody's emailing us saying this guy's interested in fighting you. We want you to wait around and not get this $1 million. That doesn't make sense for you to do that for your client.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is $1 million don't sound more than 1.75 million. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, first of all, nobody was offered 1.7. First of all, nobody was offered 1.75. Second of all,
that's what
the next offer. Wait, no, I never said it was offered 1.75. Where you getting this from? 1.7.
That what you and your management said.
1.7. 1.7.
Huh?
1.7. Never said 1.75, but 5 or 9. It don't matter.
So 1.7 million.
We asked for what we again. Back to what I just said to you. You don't come get me from my job, from doing what I'm doing. I'm ahead of you. Let's make this clear. My son is ahead of Jaron Ennis. He's ahead of him. At 24, Jaron Ennis wasn't a title holder. He hadn't made a title defense. My son's going out of the country to make another title defense. Watch this. He had not made $1 million. My son is 24 discussing $1 million deals. He had not done that. So at this point, at the trajectory of what we own, you are ahead of this man who's reaching back, talking to you, playing with you, toying with you like you a bitch. So are you going to let him toy with you, or are you going to get your motherfucking money, let him know, nigga, whenever you stop playing, watch this, today, whenever you stop playing, we're going to get this work. Now, he go to playing. Eddie put out that shit on a Sunday. We called Eddie on Tuesday. Asked him, let's negotiate this. We still ain't heard from Eddie. They turned down Boots' fight. They don't have nothing lined up. Eddie said for the end of the year. Eddie said in the interview for September. He said in the interview again, November, December, October. We are willing to fight all 3 or 4 of those months. They are not talking. They are not discussing. You have me That's an open book telling you right in your face what's going on, telling you right in your face what's happening. So my question is now, we said we didn't want to discuss another fight until after our fight. Well, guess what? We called the bluff and we changed our mind. Nigga, let's talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. What are we talking about here?
So
they don't want to talk about it.
I heard
Can I
that.
say something real quick?
Hold on. Let me finish my thought process. Whoever that is, somebody got to mute their phone. There's a lot of feedback. What I'm saying is this. Okay, Jen Sasaki $1 million. I get that. But,
more than $1 million.
Okay, more than $1 million, but it's not more than 1.7.
Bro, it's right there with it. It's right there with it. What we talking about?
Okay,
go ahead.
Finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
We gentlemen. It's
go
not
ahead.
more than.
Hold on.
It's not more than $1.7 million against a guy who you can knock out within 4 rounds. Hold on. Not only that. If that was the case, you guys could have fought Stanionis before Boots. You guys could have took that. Hold on. Beat Stanionis and got the title just like Boots did, so that you can now have an improvement of your leverage. Hold on, it doesn't stop there. Let me finish. Boots is coming to the table with representation, and I'm sure Eddie brought this up to you guys because it's just standard in boxing that the guy did very well, meaning Boots, at the Wells Fargo Center, not once but twice within a matter of 4 months in his hometown. And you guys and your son never headlined a big card, not even in Atlanta, Georgia, as a pay-per-view or just a regular live stream. So when we talk about those numbers, $1.7 million is nothing to sneeze at. So what I'm saying is, if you're not going to come to the table with another belt, maybe fighting Stanionis to block Boots from fighting Stanionis, if your son is saying to Jen Sasaki, hey, I'm going to go find out if the other champions are willing to fight me first before I agree to the terms with you guys to fight Jen, then that should have happened because he's the fighter. But what did happen is you guys, according to what you said, you guys signed a contract to fight Jen Sasaki literally 2 weeks after Boots fought in April. That's where I'm confused at.
You ready? First of all, you say you're a manager, but I guess you don't understand how deals are made. You said we could have fought Stanionis. Wait.
You don't have to insult
me. Hear me out. So you just said that we could have fought Stanionis before Boots and got. When was that fight on the table? When was these fights on the table? Again, listen. I just let you talk. I ain't say shit. Listen, that fight was not on the table. Stanionis' fight was not on the table for us. An offer for Stanionis' fight for no amount of money was on the table for us at all. They asked us after our fight, would we fight Stanionis? We said absolutely. That was in June last year. We said absolutely. There was no other offers. There was no other mention of Stanionis. There was nothing about Stanionis. So you just said we could have fought Stanionis, picked up a belt, then came back and did this and that. Where's all this stuff going on? I
got an answer for that.
Let me finish.
Can I answer
okay, go ahead. After that.
You said it wasn't on the table. It's the manager's job. It's the manager's job to put it on the table instead of you guys being offered.
Okay, you definitely not a manager. So wait a minute. Right? You definitely not a manager. Wait a minute.
Right?
You definitely not a manager. Wait a minute, dog. You definitely not a manager. Let me tell you why. If you're a manager, no, you're not. If you're a manager, then you will understand the manager doesn't just magically make this fight card up. It takes the promoter, like I was telling old boy a minute ago, to want to put a show on with this fight as the headline. That has a budget. Wait a minute, dog. What's up?
I know that already.
Wait, when you talking about this stuff for the fucking management, they can't do it if the money is not there. It's up for a promoter to put this to in their brain, put this fight card together. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have this as a headline. We got a budget together. We can potentially make this amount of money. We can do this. We can do that. Right? It takes a promoter together to do that. What the manager does is the manager negotiates the best deal for their client. They don't create the money. They don't create the money. They don't just print that shit up and give it to you. They create the opportunities. They speak about and they represent you in the opportunities, and they get you the best deals and they put you in the best positions. That's what managers do. Promoters promote the show. Promoters put on the show. You feel what I'm saying? Now, you said my son never headlined a fight in Atlanta. That's absolutely false. And every fight that he headlined in Atlanta was a success. Just because the people on here and the people on Mill City or wherever else we go are not from Atlanta, doesn't mean, no, every fight my son, Greg Hickey knows the fight we was at was sold out. Every fight my son goes on, every fight Brian Norman name is a part of in Atlanta is a sellout. That's the truth. Every single fight my son's a part of.
Okay, got you. Let me respond to what you said. I know all about what you're talking about. I'm not talking about that. What you're talking about, there's some truth to that, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is your son is signed to a promoter. We already know that there are protocol for him to fight anybody, and he has to get the authorization from Bob Arum, Top Rank. I already know that. I'm not talking about that. You're talking about being offered something. I'm talking about leverage. What I'm saying to you guys is this. If 1.75 or 1.7, excuse me, if 1.7 wasn't enough to get Eddie Hearn to bow down to your demands of a minimum of $2 million, if you go capture another belt, the same thing that Boots just did with Stanley
Price
Jonas.
going up. Price going up. Price going up, but the thing is, who's going to put on that fight between my son and Stanley? Who are you talking about? Who's going to put that fight on? Who was offering to put that fight on?
What I'm saying is, people would be willing to pay to see a
Who was offering to put it on?
Let me finish. People would be willing to see a unification fight between someone like your son, a world champion, and another world champion, opposed to your son fighting Cuevas on the undercard of a Marshall fight.
Now, you know what's crazy about this? What's crazy about this?
See that more. They would pay for that, Brian.
I understand. Let me make something clear real quick.
It's a unification bout.
We cool. We speaking. Listen to me real quick. I want to make this clear for the people who listening that don't know nothing about the business, don't know nothing about nothing. We confusing them because they don't understand. Because like I said,
they come on my channel and learn all the time.
Wait a minute. No, because you teaching them wrong too. That's what I'm finna tell you. Listen,
I'm definitely not teaching wrong.
You are teaching them wrong. Listen, let me come on, I'm finna tell you. you and knockout boxing are teaching them wrong.
Not in the business. I am. Talk to me.
Knockout. Let me tell you. Knockout boxing told these people. I'm gonna tell you what you just said. Knockout boxing told these people that no matter what, the promoter gets. Even though we don't know it, the promoter gets a part of our purse. Even though the promoter is the one putting on the show. You just came on and said that the fans would pay for a fight like Stan Jonas and my son, a title unification, this and that. What you missed was there needs to be a promoter. There needs to be somebody putting on the show. The show and the promoter doesn't come out. Wait a minute. The promoter and the show doesn't just come out of thin air. Are the managers going to get a promoter license and get a venue and get a this and get a that? Who's going to do that?
No, you guys.
So who was supposed to do it?
Wait. You guys have a promoter, correct?
Top. If that's not on Top Rank, if that's not on Top Rank's menu, the Top Rank. This is a big company that has ESPN at the time. Gonna have whoever they're gonna have next, right? Listen to me. They got dates. They got budgets. They got everything they need to do. They got plans. Remember, my son wasn't in the plan to win. He wasn't even supposed to be here. Which is why, like you just said about a Derek Cuevas and like y'all tried to shit on my son about the undercard. I guarantee you my son just made more than 8 minutes. Jeez, wait, let me hear you. Let me say something. I guarantee you my son just made more than 8 minutes than you gonna make this year or in 2 years. I guarantee you that.
I'm not.
I'm just fucking who your manager.
I'm not here. Listen, bro.
Wait a minute. Wait, let me finish. Yeah.
I'm not here to insult you or say that your son was on the undercard. What I'm trying to say.
That's what you say. That's what you're saying. I'm trying to get you to understand the undercard. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you why I'm saying that. Because it changes the dynamics of the leverage and the price. If your son is listen to me.
Who was supposed to promote the fight? Who promotes the fight?
Just hear me out. If your son is headlining a main event to unify a title with Stanley Jonas, everything is different compared to him being set up by the promoter that you guys are signed to. In other words, is the last 3 fights. Let's be clear on this. The last 3 fights, the promoter that your son is signed to, the promoter has been putting your son in a position to be a B-side even now while he's a world champion. And I'm saying to you, and I'm saying to you,
so
and what I'm saying,
that's incorrect. That's incorrect. The first, you said the last 3 fights. The first fight was against Janelson Boca Chica, which I'm sure my son was meant to win. The second fight was against Giovanni Santillon, which my son was meant to lose. He won. The last fight was against. Wait. Right. I said he was meant to lose. I said that was the only one he was meant to lose. The third fight you just talked about was against Derek Cuevas, which my son was indeed meant to win. You just said that last 3 fights they put him in there where he was meant to lose. He wasn't meant to lose the last 3 fights.
He's not defending his title or winning a title.
Okay, so wait a minute. Right? He is defending his title. He defended his title against Derek Cuevas. He was right. Listen, you got to understand. Let's take it back. Let's take the timeline back. See, again, that's why I'm telling you about y'all confusing. I don't know if y'all don't know. Wait a minute. You keep talking, but you won't let me talk. I'll let you talk for a long time. Bro, you finished shit, but you won't let me respond. Let me respond real quick.
Okay, hold on, bro. You just
said, wait a minute. Let me respond to something. Let me respond to something.
One thing. When I'm saying he's not defending his title, I'm not talking about to Cuevas and Sasaki. He's not defending his title or being in a position to win one against another champion. That's what I'm talking about, not against a person that's a challenger. I'm talking about another world champion like Boots.
Now, can you hush? Can you let me talk? Now, hush, let me talk. Hush, let me talk. All right. So somebody mute your phone, please. That shit loud as hell. So listen, whoever just came on, please mute your phone. So check this out right here. Last year, you just said something about Cuevas. Last year, as I keep saying, Derek Cuevas was a keep alive fight. It was a stay busy fight for my son because ESPN has dates, they have budgets, they had no room, they had no plans for my son to do what he did. You can only fight one fight at a time. Let's make everything clear real quick. One fight. Derek Cuevas was ranked number 7. If anybody don't believe me, you can go look at the WBO rankings for September 2024. It'll give you who was ranked what. Derek Cuevas was ranked number 7 in the WBO in September 2024. My son was supposed to fight him in November. Okay, an offer was made to fight Boots. My son was unable to fight Cuevas, and he would have been unable to fight Boots. So the people saying anything about the 1 point whatever the fuck million doesn't matter because at the same time, the fight didn't happen anyway, and it wouldn't have happened anyway because just like he couldn't fight Cuevas, he would not have been able to fight Boots. All right, let's say that. Fast forward to now. This is when the next offer was made because all we did was counter offer the money the last time. Fast forward to right now. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Eddie come out on a Sunday. He want to lock a fight in because these people, y'all got people think we've been ducking fights for 4 months and 4 times. And absolutely not. We have not. It's been 2 times the fight has been offered. The fight was asked, do we want to fight them about 3 times? We said, hell yes, all 3 times. Now, then here's the number 2 time. Last Sunday or whatever, when he came out with that bullshit, we come back Wednesday and say, fuck it, let's get it. Let's negotiate it. Now we're saying let's negotiate it. We still can do this tonight, today, right now. No answer from Eddie right now. All right. So you keep saying, why won't my son do this? Why won't my son do that? Now let me go back and debunk what you just said about Stanionis and my son and Top Rank. We can't tell Top Rank what fight they want to put on. Stanionis was with PBC. You have to make a deal with PBC. That's why you hear about crossing the street, going to all of this shit here. Boots is with Matchroom. It doesn't work that way. They're not in the same facility. And even if they are, they got to agree to fight each other. There's a lot that got to be done. So my son fought one fight. The fight that he still had. Let's keep this clear. He fought one fight, the fight that he had lined up since September last year. So he fought that one fight that he just fought March 29th. There's no other fights that could be done in between that one fight that he fought. He didn't fight nobody else. He didn't take no offers from nobody else. He didn't do none of that. There was offers on the table. He fought one fight, period. The other fight, he said, even in the interview, I want the winner. Let's see what they're talking about. Let's make it happen. Okay? After the fight of Boots and the phone wasn't ringing no more. Ain't nobody called and said, hey, what y'all want to do? Hey, what we trying to make this? We trying to make that. In the interview, the guy, Eddie, says September. We don't want to wait till September to fight. We want to fight now. I said in every interview, He does not have to be our next fight. We want to be his next fight. I said that in several interviews also. Again, I'm not a liar. You can go back and check and fact check and double check and recheck and package that bitch again, and everything I said is gonna be the same if you open your brain and listen. You feel what I'm saying? So now you're talking about over $1 million, what you're talking about. So now what you do, you talk about bargaining power and chips and the this and the that, and then you got more leverage. Well, guess what? We got more leverage at. Guess what? Eddie has been saying that we not worth $2 million. Guess why he been saying that? Because he only made $100,000, which you can Google that and see that's not true. More than double that is on the fucking internet for 8 minutes of work. 8 minutes of work, they're saying he made $250,000. His minimums are worth more than that. A champion has a minimum. A minimum, I don't give a fuck if you write the fucking tomato can across the street. You're going to pay me X couple $100,000. Now you have over $1 million. The rank number 2 in the WBO that Top Rank is willing to collude with and make happen. That's the only second fight. That's the second offer. There was no offer from Boots. Boots was the third offer. We said we agree, but we don't want to sign until after this fight. We said we agree. We don't want to sign or negotiate until after this fight. They talk shit. We came back and said, fuck it, nigga, let's get it. Now guess what? They missing. Ain't no more. Ain't no more offer, nigga. What y'all doing? Don't worry about what we doing, nigga. We'll talk about it later.
Now. I understand now. Now let me respond.
Thank you.
I understand. What it sounds like to me is that you guys are comfortable where you are, and if that is the case, I'm fine with it. Let me be more clear. So let's start with the Quavos fight and then move forward. So with the not with the Quavos, the Santillan fight. Let's start with the Santillan fight. You said that your son was set up to lose that fight. Absolutely. When your son went out there to San Diego, California, your words, not mine, he was set up to lose. He was the B-side. He beat Santillan. He then defended the title against Quavos. He defends the title against Quavos on the undercard of Savannah Marshall. In other words, he's not headlining. He's not headlining. Hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. He's not headlining. Now, moving forward, he's fighting Jin Sasaki to defend his title again in Tokyo, Japan. What I'm getting at is you guys are used to waiting for offers. In other words, is your son, and I'm telling you this because I know the business. According to the story that the promoter is, hold on. According to the story that the promoter is telling with regards to your son, they are showing you the investment they are either willing and or not willing to make because they keep putting him in a position as a B-side when he's a world champion. So what I am saying, knowing the business of boxing, that he don't have to be settling for just being the B-side, because that's exactly, I just named 3 fights for you, Santillan, Quavos, and now Sasaki's. He don't have to be.
Santillan had nothing to do with it. Santillan was the opportunity to get the title. What you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is, you said that your son was set up to lose that fight because he went.
He wasn't set to lose Quavos fight. He wasn't set to lose Quavos fight. He not set to lose.
Hold on, I said Santillan. He went to another man's backyard, like he's going to Sasaki's backyard now. So what I'm saying to you is, if these are the comfortability levels of you guys sitting back waiting for offers, I get why your mentality is what it is. I get it, because the way the promotion is working right now, they're putting your son in a position, a world champion, to keep being put on the back burner as the B-side. Being on the undercard of Savannah Marshall. Let me finish. Being on the undercard of Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall, to my understanding, is not American. That fight happened in Las Vegas. Your son is American. But they had a woman from another country.
Michaela Mayer is American. What the fuck are you talking about?
Savannah Marshall.
Michaela Mayer.
That's her name?
Yeah,
the girl.
Mayer.
Huh?
Michaela Mayer.
Who did she fight? Who was her opponent? Marshall, right?
Sandy Ryan.
Oh, okay. But one of the girls is from another country, correct?
Yeah, Sandy's from the UK.
So Sandy's from the UK. Okay, so Sandy is from the UK. What I'm saying to you is this. Sandy's from the UK. They allow another woman. We're not even talking about men's boxing. We're talking about women's boxing, and we know women's boxing don't generate more money than men. They had a woman, and I got her name wrong, I apologize, but they had a woman from the UK become a headliner in America when your son is a world champion from America on the undercard. So what I'm saying to you is, if that's the mentality, and I'm not criticizing you guys, I'm just saying, if that's the mentality you guys have, with sitting back waiting for offers to be treated like stepchildren, even though your son has a world title. You can't have it both ways and say, this is the same world title we going to use as leverage against Boots. That's all I'm saying, because hold up, let me finish. Because your son did not headline a pay-per-view event in Atlanta, Georgia. That's a fact. That's not an opinion, and I'm not criticizing you guys. I'm just telling you that.
Boots ain't headline no pay-per-view event.
Huh?
Ain't nobody else headline no pay-per-view event. What you talking about?
Say that again?
You said he didn't headline a pay-per-view event. Who the fuck did?
Boots did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
No.
He never been on pay-per-view yet.
He didn't. He wasn't on the zone when he fought Karen?
That wasn't pay-per-view.
That is a pay-per-view. That is a subscription-based fight for subscribers.
What I'm saying, time out. What I'm saying is, you gotta pay to watch that fight. That's what I'm saying. Correct?
The same way you have to pay for Top Rank. It's a subscription.
What I'm saying is, you have to pay to see that.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because you're talking this. Everybody got what you're saying. Everybody got what the fuck you're saying. Let me ask you a question.
So you have to pay, whether it's a subscription or not, you have to pay to view that fight. What I'm saying is,
let me ask you a question.
Let me finish.
No, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You're talking about nothing. Let me ask you. You're talking about nothing, dog. Let me ask you a question.
If you guys are comfortable, Brian, hold on.
If you was our manager,
guys are comfortable, listen, hold on.
If you was our manager, you saying the same shit, dog.
Brian, hold on. If you guys are comfortable with sitting back being the mentality of a B side, I get it. But you can't come out when it's time to negotiate with Boots and act like y'all the A side. If that's what y'all comfortable with in your 3 fights, that's cool. Stay where y'all at. That's cool. That's all I'm saying. Y'all could have fought Boots. Y'all could have fought Boots. Y'all could have fought Boots instead of Sasaki right now. We all know that.
When?
You said your son signed
nigga, what day? What day we could have fought Boots? What day? What's the date?
I'm gonna tell you. Before y'all signed the contract to fight him 2 weeks after Boots fought.
No. What's the date? What's the date of when we could have fought Boots? What's the date?
After April. You fighting in June now, right?
What's the date of this said fight that we supposed to be fighting? What's the date?
I'm not a promoter. I'm just going by what you said.
You said we could have fought him. I'm asking you, what's the date? You know every damn thing. What's the date? What date? What date was given us?
Brian,
what date was
I'm only
given us?
going by you, Brian. I'm only going by you saying that you guys signed the contract 2 weeks after Boots fought. That's all I'm saying.
What date? So I'm asking you, if you are a promoter, Put yourself in our promoter.
I'm not a promoter.
I mean, manager. Hold on, manager Marty. No, manager. That's how manager. Come on, put your listen. I said manager. Manager Marty.
I don't deal with the venue. That's the promoter's job.
Manager Marty.
I don't deal with the dates in the venue.
I'm asking you a question as our manager, Marty.
I'm not
as our manager.
Hey, Brian, if I was your manager, y'all would have took that 1.7. We wouldn't be having this conversation.
And fought with a hurt hand?
Huh?
And fought with a hurt hand?
When, in September 2024?
Yeah.
In September 24, you said?
I said, and fought with a hurt hand, we would have we would have did that until it fought with a hurt hand. That's what we would have did.
I mean, didn't y'all fight in March 2025?
Our hand wasn't hurt no more.
Yes, oh my
so
God.
You could have fought Boots. That's my point.
When?
Bruh, you said your hand was hurt in September. You could have fought Boots.
When could we have fought him? When was the fight that we could have fought him on?
After he fought Karen, y'all could have fought Boots.
When was it offered? When was that offered?
Bro, y'all could have fought Boots after he fought Karen.
When was it offered?
Bro, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're
not listening to me. When the fuck was it offered? When fight on when?
I'm gonna tell you. The same way it was offered the fight in March, and the same way it was offered when Boots fought in April. Y'all
it wasn't offered. You're not listening. It wasn't offered. You're not listening. You can't listen. You can't believe yourself. You can't live in your own head. The fight wasn't offered.
Y'all signed the deal to fight Quavos in March of 25, correct?
When could we have fought Boots?
Y'all could have fought him the same time y'all fought Quavos.
Okay, so watch this right here. We
Before
already
he
had an
fought-
obligation. Listen,
Before he
listen,
fought Stanionis.
listen. Hey, Jamil,
Right?
Jamil.
Yeah.
You know this nigga not making no goddamn sense. I'm gonna ask you a question. When could we have fought Boots? Tell me
Boots
what's a
fought in
realistic
April.
time.
Your
I'm
son fought in March. Y'all
I'm
could have
asking,
fought each other
fuck,
before they fought their opponents.
Jamil, when could we have fought Boots? Because I heard you say something wrong too. When could we have fought Boots? Jamil, when was the offer that was put out that we could have fought Boots
You
that we
keep saying
didn't fight?
offer. Why you keep saying that?
Eddie said he reached out to y'all.
He said he
And
talked to y'all already.
Eddie said
When?
Eddie said you asked me to talk, right? Eddie said he reached out to y'all.
Yeah, I said that.
All three of the champion for a unification bout in spring.
Right.
When?
He said he said, and I quote,
He did not reach out to us in spring at all. In fact,
he said y'all wanted to test out y'all hand against Derek Cuevas, which is
that's
cool.
not true.
Stanionis took the fight.
That's not true. That's not true. That's absolutely incorrect. That's a bold face.
Here's what I want to say to you, Senior. Right? Everything Boots said he was going to do, he went out and did. Right? He said he wanted to
except unify against the champions.
He did just unify.
He unified against the champion, right?
We're right here, and
Y'all
they
should've fought
said they
him.
wanted to fight.
Just hear me out. Hear me out. Me and you had a conversation, right?
Yeah.
And you said that you wanted to be his next fight, but he didn't have to be your next fight. And you said that you weren't going to wait.
Right.
Junior said he wasn't going to wait, right? And I said to you,
we're gonna get out.
and I said to you, we were on Mill City Boxing, and I said to you, okay, you didn't want to wait. And what happens if he doesn't want to wait? And you said,
you said that, but he don't have nothing.
You said it is what it is, right?
But he still don't have nothing though.
I got a question for you.
Another belt?
Wait. I got real fast, Marty. I got a question for you, right?
Yeah.
You remember how people assumed that you didn't have another opportunity to make money?
No. I didn't say nothing about opportunity to make money.
No. I'm just saying. I just said, you remember that? You remember when people assumed that you wouldn't be able to get $1 million?
We're gonna make the money. We're gonna make $1 million without Boots, all this shit. Yeah. So I got a question for you then, real quick.
Respectfully, I feel like you are assuming that people don't have opportunities.
Okay. I'm not saying he don't have opportunity. I know this. There's not possible he has an opportunity to do what he said he's gonna do. That's not possible. That I do know. Listen. He turned down Virgil Ortiz, and this ain't no dig. These are that's what I was trying to get to before. God damn, bro! I don't want to talk to you no more, man. I want to talk to Jamil.
Well, I want to talk to you though. I came up here to talk to you though.
Listen. Well, I mean, I talk to you, but you don't want to listen. You can't even tell me when. No, you can't even tell me when we were supposed to fight him. Neither one of y'all can tell me when we were supposed to fight.
I just said
when.
After you finish, I want to say something real quick.
I can
when were we supposed to fight him? When?
When he fought Quavos in March and Boots fought in April, they could have fought each other in the spring.
Did they? So wait a minute. No offer was sent to us. Not to mention, do you understand the ramifications as a manager of what we would have dealt with if we had this man Quavas locked in from September, October, November, December? Do you understand the shit we would have been in if we would have had to try to get out that fucking contract?
You had him locked in since September. You never said that.
We did. Everybody know that. That's a known fact.
So y'all had
September last year.
So y'all had him locked in.
I had that since I came out here.
Oh, okay, so you had him locked in.
Yes.
So you knew y'all wasn't gonna fight Boots all that time.
So again, let's go back to the beginning. Was he late or something, Jamil? Because me and KO just went through this. Okay,
no, just went through that. He came in after the 2-hour mark.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay, so we had Quavas first. Immediately after, a couple of days later, Boots offer jumped on the table. We started that open negotiations, which was dumb as fuck.
Why?
We started that open negotiations.
Why would y'all do that?
Well, what we do what?
Why would y'all negotiate with Boots and them when y'all had a fight already lined up?
Because Tyrone was going. We didn't sign the contract yet. Tyrone was going to let us get out of that fight.
Oh, okay.
We hadn't signed yet.
Okay, great.
We hadn't signed yet. We didn't sign till after After the Boots fight fell out, that's when we actually signed. When we signed, we had to put that off because that fight was supposed to be November 8th last year. So now fast forward. No matter what, there was no time that no real fight that has been offered. There's no date. Nobody on this channel, Boots can't give you no time. Eddie can't give you no date. Nobody can give you a date to say that we offered y'all to fight on this date that you could have fought. Not one that we could have fought, that we would have actually fought. There's not one day that you could say, y'all turn this fight for him on. You saying spring, what? So now you got Eddie saying we can fight September, we can fight October, we can fight November. We are saying, let's negotiate it. Eddie's saying,
according to Eddie is saying that he's been in contact with Bob Arum. He said that y'all were invited out to the Manistanianis fight, and then y'all chose to go on vacation. Wait. He said y'all chose to go on vacation. That's not true?
No. Nobody invited us nowhere. Swear to God, this is my first time even hearing that. When the fuck Eddie say that? I never heard it in my life.
You watched the press conference, right? He said it in the press conference.
Eddie did not say that they invited us. Go find that.
Oh,
He never said they invited us nowhere.
Yo, look at the comment section. Yes, he said
we were not invited.
Wait.
Nobody
I'm just telling you, I can only go by. I'm just telling you what was said, right? He said that he was in contact.
I didn't hear him say that. I did not hear him say that. And second of all, like I just told you, nobody invited us nowhere. We never got no invitation from anybody.
Eddie's on record saying that he's been in contact with Bob.
Okay.
Right. This was at the post fight. I'll timestamp it and I'll send it to you. But these are all things that Eddie said. Yeah.
Did he also say that that after the negotiations fell through in September, did he also say that we were still willing to fight and calling him saying was it available? Did he say that? Did he say that?
Yes.
Is that a lie?
He said he was on record saying that he still wanted that fight.
No. He said that we asked, was the fight still available? We realized we made a mistake and we want to fight.
He said, Eddie did say that.
Is that a bold-faced lie? Because I'm over here on the other end like, nigga, what are you talking about?
I don't know. Only you can tell me that. I don't know.
Only you and Ed can tell me. So did you not hear me every day telling you this nigga over here lying? I sent it to Bozy. I did everything.
At the same time, me and you had stopped speaking because me and you had gotten into it.
Well, so I'm telling you, you heard him say we still want to fight and want to see was it available, right?
Yes, I heard Eddie say that.
That was a bold-faced lie. Meanwhile, I'm on the other end. I'm on Mill City. I'm everywhere saying, bro, what the fuck is he talking about? He's saying that to people because he has a bigger microphone. We were not on no other end asking that nigga was nothing still available. And we realized we messed up. We realized we made a mistake. So you gonna say that, then come back and say we playing games. Then come back. You said that after you asked what we still available, we realized we made a mistake. Make up your fucking mind.
So y'all only fighting Sasaki because so basically y'all only fighting Sasaki because Boots and them was playing games. Basically, what you saying?
No. Hell no. Fuck that. No, this ain't got shit to do with Boots. Sasaki ain't got nothing to do with Boots at all. No. This
y'all could afford Boots then, right?
No. When?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you. No, we could not have. No, when? No,
I'm talking about y'all. Okay, look, I'm saying y'all fighting Sasaki in June. Couldn't y'all have Fort Boots either in June or a little bit after that this year?
No, nobody made an offer for that.
Eddie said to fight for Boots, he had 2 weeks to make an offer after Boots fight. He didn't make an offer until after the Jen Sasaki fight was
already made.
And that offer was for September, October, or November.
Yes, thank you. Who that smart motherfucker on the line?
Well, I'm not talking. Wait, hold up. Let me say this.
Let me finish, Manager Marty. Hold on. This boy gonna stop Canelo. He said that fight can still happen in September, October, or November, but they gotta negotiate the money on the 20th.
Hey, Bud.
Here's some sense that know what's going on. Absolutely.
Here's the problem with that though, and this is something I addressed with Senior. A lot of the criticism that you are getting, Senior, is valid because you were on a press tour and you were talking about how if Boots don't fight Junior next, he's a bitch. And then you went, and then you went and you took a fight in the interim.
Thank you.
That's a bad look.
I'm saying.
So wait.
Blood going to stop Canelo is a diehard Terrence Crawford fan. And he's a Boots hater. I'm gonna keep it a bean. That's a bad look.
Jamil, did I not say on Mill City, and I said to you and everybody else, we want to be his whenever he's ready off his vacation.
But that's the problem. You say that after the fact. The whole lead up is we gonna knock his ass out. We ain't got no power. If he don't fight us next, he a bitch, right?
So wait a minute. I said it before.
You painted. I'm saying you painted a narrative that's going to be y'all next fight. Anything can happen. I
absolutely did not. You go check the same interviews.
Yes, I watched it, bro.
You did say
I said the problem is.
I said his next fight.
We want to be his next fight. You said that after the fact.
Right. That's a lie.
You said next.
Hey, listen, bro. For his next fight. We can't fight. Look, we're not gonna miss no money. That's like you missing work.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
That's like you missing work. Wait a minute, Jamil. Would you miss work because I'm sick?
I'm not telling you to do that.
Would you miss work because I'm sick?
This is where the criticism comes from.
But I'm asking the question: would you miss work? So okay, so would anybody miss work because they home?
I need you to acknowledge. I just need you to acknowledge that the criticism comes from you.
But why I said, look, Boots is not a bitch because he's not taking his Teo fight, which could be a big fight. He's not taking it because he wanna unify with Brian Norman and he waiting until the day after they fight to take the fight. Then he's not a bitch because that's his next fight.
Listen. I need you to stop, right? I need you to stop. I feel like there's a lot of assuming going on, just like people assume that Teo would be next. In boxing, I'm not assuming shit. Okay? You feel me? I'm not assuming.
Yeah.
I don't know if Junior and Boots is ever going to happen. The business of boxing. I'm not mad at Senior and Junior for going and fighting Jin Sasaki. I'm scared though. I'm scared because I want Junior to win and I know how they play in Japan.
Nah, B gonna win. We ain't worried about that.
And I'm rooting for you, but I'm scared.
Can I comment, YSM, real quick? The reason why I was saying what I was saying had nothing to do with what Eddie Hearn is saying. I'm only commenting on what I'm saying about Jin Sasaki being next and not Boots, because Brian Norman Sr. just said earlier on that his son said, hold on for a minute. I'm not going to agree to any terms. I'm paraphrasing, Brian.
Right.
I'm not going to fight any. I'm not going to agree to fight on any terms with Jin Sasaki until after I see if I can get an opportunity to fight the other world champions in my division.
Right.
And 2 weeks after Boots fought, y'all signed on the dotted line. So that's
what did the promoter say? When did the promoter say that his fighter's next fight was going to be? In that same press conference.
I'm not talking about the promoter. I'm talking about the
I'm asking a question. When did he say? But after Boots fight, when did Eddie Hearn say the next fight, Boots' next fight will be? What did he say?
To me, it sounded like he said in the fall. I think that's what he said.
It was going to be
September.
September.
He said September.
All right, but
he said September.
No problem.
So wait. Again, would you miss $1 million because I'm sick?
I don't know if it's $1 million.
No,
I can't speak to that.
No,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, you would not miss. You would not miss more than. I'm sorry, more than $1 million. You would miss over $1 million because I'm sick because your homeboy can't make it to work. You taking your motherfucking ass to work.
Senior, but we not mad at you.
The difference with that is Brian Norman Sr. is in January of 2025. Sasaki said that his next fight was going to be your son.
And we did not know that, man. In January 2025, we didn't know that, man.
It's his next fight.
We didn't know him.
I mean,
we didn't know him.
No, I know.
I hear you, but perception-wise, when Bud gonna stop Canelo,
I don't give a shit about perception. We didn't know him at all.
Perception-wise, it looks like that was in play.
So wait a minute.
Fight, Brian.
So wait a minute. You said perception-wise it looked like that, but you've never heard me talk about Jin Sasaki ever. Y'all know as much as I told, as much platforms. Much platforms as I've been on. Wait a minute. As much platforms as I've been on. Watch this. Money. We was talking about. I was quick when we found out about the Sasaki offer. I was quick to jump on Mill City and say, yeah, nigga, what y'all got to say about money now? I was quick to do that. You don't think I would have did that? We knew that kind of money was coming up.
No, I'm sure you probably would have, Brian. But I think the perception. No, hold on. I'm gonna back you up. I'm gonna back your play. I think the perception is that in January 2025, Jen Sasaki says Brian Norman Jr. is gonna be my next fight. Now hold on. 2 months after he said 2 months after he said those words in March, where your son was fighting Quavos. After that, he was not in Japan. He was standing right next to your son in America, reading a letter. So that's where the perception comes from. Like, okay, 2 months ago, he said his next fight was Brian Norman Jr. And the promoter flew him.
You didn't hear me? I got you. You didn't hear me speaking about money. Yeah, I got you. But you didn't hear me speaking about nothing. You didn't hear me speaking about nothing, money like this. I would have been huge. I'd have been wonderful. I'd have been wonderful talking shit, saying, "Man, nigga, fuck, but we can get money." That's what I was saying. Fuck, can we gonna get the money?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, I would. Listen. That's what I did.
But Brian Norman Sr., you have to be honest. 2 months after he said that in his hometown in Japan, 2 months
after he said that is when we fought.
Next to your son.
That's when he fought, and that's when he approached us. We did not know that, man. He's in fucking Japan. I can't keep my mouth closed. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Brian.
Hold on. Brian, but listen to what you're saying.
Brian, listen to me. That's what I'm telling you about the business.
I hear you.
You don't know that, but hold on. The promoter and representation behind the scenes know that. That's why they flew him out there.
That ain't got shit to do with me. We didn't know. That ain't got nothing to do with whatever play they got going.
I feel you, but are you still going along with the play?
You motherfucking right.
Okay, so was Jen Sasaki correct?
I'm saying after the fight, after our fight,
he was right. His promoter and them told him what the deal was.
Boots was able to unify, which is what he wanted to do. His plans unify in that time frame. So it was still good for Boots. And on the timeline that Boots want to fight next, he can still unify with Brian Norman next.
Salute. Thank you, bro. That man, that's the only one with sense, bro.
Stop.
He's the only one with sense. Why can't he not? Why can't he?
Brian, no, Brian, hold on. I'm asking him. How do you know that?
Because they want to fight in September, October, November. That's enough time for him to fight James Sasaki and then fight Boots.
Okay, so God forbid, and I'm not putting this on your son, Brian. I'm just using a hypothetical. God forbid that Brian Norman Jr., and I hope this doesn't happen, he break his hand, re-injure his hand again. Then what?
Well,
that's Brian.
And that's the point. That's why we didn't want to sign it.
Hey, senior.
That's why we didn't want to sign before.
I know, but that's why I want to check. That's why I want to check Bud. You shouldn't assume. And the reason why you shouldn't assume is anything can happen in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
A lot of times,
you're making our point that we were saying that he didn't want to sign the deal until after.
Well, what did I say? I said I wasn't mad at you for that.
Cool.
These niggas is Michigan. We talking the same shit.
Brian,
but I'm telling him you should not assume, because what if B loses? What if he gets? What if he takes a cut? What if he breaks his hand?
Nah, I'm with you.
So you can't.
They negotiate the next day after the fight to fight later.
See, but bro, the same way that Brian said that I'm not waiting for nobody is the same question I asked Senior. I said, what happens if the other person doesn't want to wait? And he told me it is what it is.
Guess what my answer
so I can't get mad at either person. I can't get mad at either person.
Guess what my answer was, Jamil, tell what was my answer when you asked me that? What was my answer?
You said it is what it is.
Look,
I said it is. Wait. I went further than that. I said it is what it is. And if he fight T.O., they talking about T.O. fight in August. We still got time to do that October, November, December shit he was talking about. That's what I said. And we still got time.
If Boots' goal is to be undisputed and unify, why would he sign for another fight? That's why I'm assuming that, even though we shouldn't assume, I'm assuming he didn't fight
you. And that's the problem. That's the problem. You do a lot of assuming.
Right? Can I ask a question?
You do a lot of assuming. Look, hey, why would he sign another fight if he can?
Bro, you do a lot of assuming. And I could say, why would Brian Norman Jr. take a fight when he said he wanted to fight Boots? I'm not going to assume. Stop Canelo. I'm not going to assume what's in these people's plans. Y'all fans gotta stop doing that, yo.
Because
Go ahead.
Jamil, I got a
the
question.
reason
Can
they
I
taking
ask
the
a question?
fight because
Go
they
ahead,
can
Senior.
make money, and the
Go
fight
ahead,
is
Senior.
later this year.
Hold on,
Why
let me
not
talk.
make the money?
All
Go
right,
ahead, bro.
hold on, bud. Stop, Canelo. Listen. I appreciate you having sense too. But listen right here. I got a question. So he wanna unify at 147, right? That's been the play the whole time, right? That's what it was, right, Jamil?
Yeah, that was the play.
That's why
That
they
was the
reached
play.
out to you.
All right, wait. That was the play. Can you answer me a question? Because nobody ever answered this question for me because there's always hate towards me. Why did he make an offer to Charles Conwell in November before Karen?
You have to ask Eddie that.
What if Charles Conwell would have accepted that?
You have to ask Eddie that. Are you asking me what I think?
No.
I said you
It's
have to
about
ask Eddie
Boots.
that.
It's about Boots. It's not Eddie. It's about
Yes.
Boots.
No, I said you have to. I said Boots didn't make the offer to Charles Conwell. Eddie did.
Right. So the question is, but I'm saying you doing this shit on behalf of Boots. You got to ask the fighter, are you willing to fight this person first, right?
I was about to ask. Hold on, was Boots aware that Charles Conwell was offered a
Yeah,
fight?
he was aware.
Okay. So if he's aware, why did he not fight? Why did he not fight Virgil Ortiz for a whole lot more money?
Well, first of all, nobody knows.
You know that's two different situations, though, right?
Yeah.
No, it's really not.
Nobody knew. Hold up for a minute. Nobody knows how much he was going to get paid to fight Ortiz. But why would he go up to 54 to fight Ortiz when all of us on this panel know that Eddie Hearn has been reaching out to you guys to get the fight with you guys?
I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, Marty.
Eddie Hearn
real fast.
Was fighting Virgil Ortiz, so why does that matter?
Real fast, right? You do know that was two different scenarios. That's why I said it was two different things. One scenario was for the November 9th fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the other scenario was the other scenario was Virgil Ortiz. And since Bug gonna stop Canelo, want to chime in, let's go this. That February 22nd was supposed to be for Terrence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. Terrence Crawford turned it down. Then
why
Sebastian
didn't he take the fight? What I'm asking.
Wait.
Why didn't Boots take the fight?
Let me run my play. Sebastian Fundora.
Yes.
And Virgil Ortiz, Sebastian Fedor turned it down.
Yes,
then they approached Jaron Ennis in December.
Yes.
So everybody dubbed Virgil then. So everybody dubbed Virgil.
February.
That's what you're saying.
Right? So wait. Boots, Spence had fought in August, and Sebastian Fedor had fought in, if I'm not mistaken,
Crawford. You mean Crawford fought in August?
Yeah, Crawford had fought in August, and Boots had fought November 9th, and they approached him in December about a fight. At that point in time, right?
Yeah.
People don't even realize TGB called the day of Karen Chikazin. Two different scenarios. The unification bout that he was trying to get was a possibility, as opposed to November 9th, when y'all weren't available, Stanionis didn't take the offer, and Barrios didn't take the offer. Two completely different situations.
Well,
check this out, though. Let me ask you this.
Barrios fought on a Netflix card too at that time.
And got thrashed. That shit was crazy.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What weight would y'all say Boots walk around at?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna get into that.
I don't know. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not gonna go into
so
that.
They call him a big guy. They call him a big guy though. They call him a big guy, right? So if he a big guy, let's just say he walk around 175. That's not that big, but let's say 175. Let's say he walk around at 175. Do y'all not agree that the only difference in fight 154 and 147 is not like when you're going up in weight where you got to put on muscle when you already big. The only difference in fight 154 and 147, especially if you don't have to give up your belt or nothing else, because he didn't have to give up his belt to fight Virgil Ortiz. He could have just made that money, made that play, got that big name on his resume, and went on about his business. But anyway, with that being said, the only difference is losing 21 pounds as opposed to losing 30-some pounds. Do y'all not agree?
What does that have to do with him fighting your son?
I kind of disagree because the 7 pounds they matter, and it's 10-ounce blood.
But my thing is, what does that have to do with?
In power too, 10-ounce blood.
But what that have to do with him fighting your son though? I mean, I don't understand.
What are you talking about? Where they come from? How we back on that? What we talking about? What you want to know?
No, you're talking about Boots.
Marty, man.
No, I'm just saying you're talking about Boots and his weight. That don't really have nothing to do with none of
No,
us.
I was asking the question. I was just asking. I'm talking boxing, dog.
Oh, this is
I'm
son,
talking
huh?
boxing. What you talking about? I'm talking about
I thought we
Virgil.
was talking about your
Yeah,
son. I didn't
no,
know we were still talking about Boots.
no.
Yeah,
What I'm asking Senior, right, is when they paint a picture, right? The picture was
Yeah.
painted that Virgil Ortiz and Boots was the fight that they wanted. That's not true. The fight that they wanted to make was Terrence Crawford,
Crawford, and
and basically they went down the line, and then they offer a fight to somebody that wasn't planning on moving to 154 for that particular fight, wanted the unification, and now you want him to move up and weight on a short camp to fight somebody without a world title. That doesn't make sense.
In
And
another
you talk about
country.
wait, and then you talking about hopping up and down in weight. You see what happens when people do that, right? When people hop up and hop down, bad shit happens. So if you want to hop up to 54, you want to stay at 54.
Right. Right.
But I'm like, why was he willing to fight Conwell at 54?
Like I said, it's two different situations. You're talking about two different time periods. I got something.
Okay,
I got something on
Can
it.
I say something?
Go ahead.
So, but the point why he's saying is two different situations because at that time, right? The what's it called? The Brian Norman fell through, right? So the unification was not on the table, and he had
Somebody got
only the
beat
Karen
up.
fight next, which they obviously didn't want. But with the Virgil Ortiz, they had a unification fight on the table. That's what makes it different.
Yeah, like he was in contact with Stanley. He was about to.
But
Like
but
they were talking.
I have a question though for Brian Norman Sr. though. So
Who was that? Greens?
No, it's a meme.
It's a me.
Oh, all right. What's up, bro?
But I think he's on the phone right now, so I'm
Yo, Jab Queen got a question for you, Senior. I hear a lot of talk about Boots doesn't want to unify. Is that not in Brian Norman Jr.'s son's plans? Basically, is it in your son's plans to unify?
Absolutely.
Because I hear you talking about big fights.
Fuck that. Ace. We want that one. We want Ace ASAP. That's why I told you we damn near agreeing to all, but it got to make sense. But we going to Philly. That's for sure. We don't give a fuck. We want him in the ring. That's bottom line.
Brian Norman, I got a question, right? And please correct me if I'm wrong, right? So I was here at the beginning of the live, and I heard you say that y'all changed your mind talking about, we don't want to negotiate or sign a contract until y'all fight with a Sasaki fight. We said, like, fuck it, we're gonna call him, at least see what's happening, right?
Right.
And you said you're gonna air this shit out on a different platform.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, what is there to air out? Like, are you saying that
because
after y'all trying to call the bluff out, it's only a bluff, or y'all actually gonna get the fight done? Would you?
I mean, again, with that situation, that's why I was trying to tell Marty, fights don't just come out of, hey, leave. Oh, y'all go. I was just telling him Marty's don't come out. I mean, telling Marty fights don't just come out of thin air. It got to be a promoter, got to be a budget, got to be somebody willing to put it on. I told y'all, and I've been saying that I hope we can move the needle on our end. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody arguing about top rank, what they trying to do, or whatever else, except what the hell Marty just said about putting us on the B side. We went on the B side with Craig Bass, and we damn straight on the B side with Sasaki. You gonna find out. So anyway, that was just an opportunity that was given to us. We taking the opportunity. We gonna goddamn crush the opportunity. I mean, how many times do you get the opportunity? Anytime somebody go out of the country to fight, it's not in your favor. You're not gonna be the hometown fighter. People do it.
So how can you say you're not the B side then? At the same
because we're not
time?
the B side. We the champions. We're not the B side. We getting paid the most money. The only thing he has is home court advantage. That's it. That's the only advantage he got. What advantage he got?
Sides get that.
Outcome. What up?
Say what?
Only A sides get that.
I was talking to somebody else. Hey, yo,
I'm
we
just saying,
hopping
all
off.
he got is home court. No, we like the
we
home
hopping
court.
off in
We
5
don't.
minutes.
Okay, we like
so
the
y'all
home
cook.
court.
Let me ask a question
Listen,
after.
we don't mind the home court advantage. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. We don't mind the home court advantage. We don't care if that means nothing to us. We don't mind the home court advantage. He can have home court advantage. When you get in that ring, we got home court advantage. No matter where that ring is, it's my son's ring. That's his house. No matter where it's at, I don't give a fuck where it's at.
Yeah, I respect that. Yes,
Can I ask a
that's
question
it.
real
No
quick?
matter what. Now, somebody was asking me something. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I have a question about what you said about earlier when it comes to your son being ahead of Boots at 24 years old. Which I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're getting at, but it's kind of unfair in the sense that Boots was 24 years old trying to get opportunities at the welterweight champions. and the welterweights were kind of held up at the time. It was a whole other generation, and they weren't going to give Boots the opportunity that they would have, that your normal would have had now. So I don't understand why you keep bringing up that scenario. If you can hear me.
You said a different time. I keep bringing up the scenario because of how people act like things are impossible. You are absolutely right. The whole landscape is different. Everything about it is different. The time frame, you had a whole generation of fighters moving out, a whole new generation of fighters moving in. You're absolutely 1,000% right. My thing is, the only reason I'm saying that is because of the criticism that we received. I've said this on many platforms. Also, we're going to crush every single. We were supposed to lose our next fight. They're gonna lose that belt the next time. We did not lose our next fight. He only looked good in one fight against Santiago. Watch him look like shit the next fight. He did not look like shit the next fight. We crushed that one. He won't make $1 million. We finna go make more than $1 million. We crushed that one. We crushing shit all over the place. He ain't gonna never get the opportunity. Wait a minute. I'm giving the shit we crushing. He ain't gonna never be able, he ain't gonna never get an opportunity like that again. We're getting the opportunities. So my whole reason for saying it is the dumbass fans that don't, we appreciate the supporters, but other dumbass fans that listen to people like Manager Marty and KO that don't understand what's going on, that think that fights come out of thin air. Listen, that think fights come out of thin air.
Fights come out of thin air, Brian Norman.
That don't understand. Wait a minute. That don't understand how promoters work. That don't understand how managers work. That don't understand.
My
listen, I'm trying to answer the fucking question.
Well, you
that don't understand that.
Respond to you.
Can I finish talking? Then you respond.
All right, go ahead. Yes, sir.
That don't understand that fights happen one at a time. That don't understand. I'm on here asking people regular questions. At what date was the potential Jaron Ennis fight offered that we said no? At what date, besides November 9th, that we weren't available for due to hand injuries, that we would have been able to fight anyway? So you still have people running with the 1.7 million that no matter whether we agreed to 750,000 or not, we wouldn't have got one dime, so it didn't matter. You feel what I'm saying? So my thing is, after that, what fight was offered to us? Because we didn't make the offers. Back to the same thing. I'm trying to turn the landscape of that. We didn't make no offers. How the fuck can we turn down something we would have never got? So at what date was this said fight offered that we didn't take? That's all I wanted to know.
No, I mean that's a fair question. You said that your son is making $1 million to fight, or over $1 million to fight.
He's making more than $1 million.
More than. Let me ask you a question. You had the paperwork on that?
I don't gotta show you no motherfucking paperwork.
No, I'm asking.
Do I have the paperwork on it?
Can you?
I know what I'm getting paid. I tell you what, I know what I'm getting paid.
All right.
How about that?
When people talk about purses, I'll be
I'm not showing nobody no paperwork. What the fuck? I know. No, I don't do that.
Asking.
No, that's the dumbest shit ever.
Why would he show you that? What kind of question?
It's just a question. Why everybody getting mad? I'm just asking a question.
So look, if everything goes to plan, y'all win in Japan or whatever, we can expect you to make that call on the 20th to bring back up the negotiations for the boot fight.
Absolutely. Now this is what I'm gonna say. Just like when this happened, we have to get on the same page at some point. I'm sure Jaron is, because he looked like a fool right now. I'm just telling you the things I've been hearing. I'm telling you the people. I'm telling you from some uppers. Like, he don't look good in other than outside of YSM fans, Mill City fans, Northeast fans. I'm just being real with y'all. Northeast fans and the Northerners that talk about in the barbershops and shit. Outside of y'all, he looking real crazy in the boxing world. I'm telling you.
You mean the unified lineal champion?
Yes, he's looking real crazy the way he moved. Yes,
make sure you say that when you address him, though.
Absolutely. No, I'm just saying the way he moving, looking crazy, because he's not fighting anybody that wants to fight him. So now the question is, nobody's calling his name. Nobody's saying they want to fight him. So who the fuck is he gonna fight? You ain't fighting nobody that want to fight you. Because you ain't fighting us, you ain't fighting Virgil, and you ain't fighting Tio. Those are the only three people that say they want to fight you out loud. You're not fighting anybody else. Stay-on didn't never really. Go ahead.
You're acting like he's gonna be out for the rest of the year.
Stanio, but the thing is, Stanio just walked it like he talked it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I have no problem saying on this. I have no problem saying on this. And you know, I got another question. I got another question. I got one more question for the people that want to talk about talent. Because you was telling me about him being generational and him being amazing talent. I got a question for you. This per him. For the people who dare think that Stanionis is better than my son. Boots was asked. He was asked, what does Stanionis bring? What else does he bring? He said verbatim on every interview. I mean, he stands in front of you, come forward with the high guard, come right. No, we never seen before. I mean, that's basically what he does. Is that what he said?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what he said. My son offers much more than that. For the people who think that he offers much more than that. And Jaron Ennis know he offers more than that.
I think your son is a very skillful guy, man. I don't know why people saying that he's not. I just don't understand you. The guy, the guy brought Bud beats Crawford, whatever.
Bud gonna stop Canelo.
Stop Canelo. Him. He said he asked you a question. He said, "Or after the fight with Sasaki, are y'all gonna make the call for Boots?" You said yes.
Again, fights. I'm sorry for not answering no questions because I know people think I duck questions. I don't duck any questions. You ask me back, I'm gonna run it back to you. I'm old. I get crossed up in my brain. So listen. So with that being said, no, absolutely, we're going to call for it. We're gonna speak out loud. We're gonna motherfucking screaming at the mountaintops. Nigga, where you at? Let's talk about this fight you said you want in November, December, October. Yes, we're absolutely coming out loud with that. Where's the fight? Again, hopefully it moves the needle on our end and we can make some type of co-promotion, or hopefully you got somebody like Turkey getting that bitch into being getting Saudi Arabia. That on Saudi soil, that'd be fucking ideal for us. You feel what I'm saying? Hopefully that's what happens. Do I believe it's gonna happen? Do I believe it's gonna happen on their end? No, it's gonna be some more moving the needles. It's gonna be some y'all shouldn't have waited. Y'all should have did this. We should have did what? We came back 2 days. The man asked, and you agreed that we did right by not signing a contract, sign, seal, and deliver while we have a fight coming up because that's dangerous. It's a bad omen. It's bad business. Everything about it is bad. You think Eddie Hearn don't know that? That nigga know that. He didn't expect us to call his bluff. When we came back to call his fucking bluff, they are nowhere to be fucking found. We're going to put this shit on bigger platforms.
Senior, they're the ones that offered you the fight on multiple occasions.
Yes.
You can't say that.
What multiple occasions?
Wait. You paint this picture, right? That
what multiple occasions?
Your manager said 3 times.
If somebody offers you something, if somebody offers you something and you counter, you have declined the initial offer.
Okay. Could we fight the first
time?
Offered.
I'm gonna say my piece and you go ahead. What I'm saying is, you paint this picture like they didn't want the fight, right? You paint this picture like it's on them.
Yeah.
The reason why the fight didn't happen initially, you admitted, was you. Whether justified or unjustified. You said you weren't happy. You said you weren't happy with the money, and you cited an injury.
Because the fight was worth more money.
But the fight didn't happen. The fight didn't happen because of you. You're saying that.
No. Ultimately, in the end, it ended up not being because of me, because he wouldn't have been able to fight anyway. So ultimately, no.
Still, the injury is you.
Yeah, your side.
You not being happy about the money is you.
What you mean? What you mean? I don't get what you're saying.
I'm saying
you're saying they want to fight. You saying that they want to fight.
No, I'm saying you're painting this picture that they don't want to fight. They wouldn't have came to the table. Yeah, they wouldn't have came to the table if they didn't want to fight.
So where they at right now?
You're the reason why the fight didn't happen.
Where are they right now? Where are they right now?
Where are they?
Yes. Why are they not discussing this fight? They said they wanted to happen in October, November, December. Where are they? Where are they not talking about that right now?
I'm gonna go back to the original conversation that me and you had. I asked you, why didn't you want to wait? You said that you didn't want to wait and you cited reasons. And I said to you, what happens if they don't want to wait for you?
So my thing
is what it is.
So my question, wait. But
Marty, what I'm saying is,
wait a minute.
I'm not mad at anybody, Marty.
No,
I'm not mad.
You got
no, wait, I want to get this off. I'm not mad at anybody for whatever decisions that they make that they feel like is best for them. I'm not mad that he said that he wanted to wait after. I'm not mad that he chose to go get the bag with Jen Sasaki. All I'm saying is I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that fight.
But Jamil,
Jamil.
So you mean to tell me from Sunday to Tuesday
Senior. I'm not telling you anything. I'm going back to the conversation that we had.
The fans, you want the people to believe
that they're not calling you back. There's a reason why they're not calling you back. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
There got to be a reason, right? They're not doing it just out of happen chance. You saying they're not calling you back. I haven't talked to anybody about y'all negotiations. You saying they're not calling you back. You saying you're interested.
They're not calling us back to negotiate a fight that they could possibly. You got Eddie on record talking about Tio fight that just fell through, so there was nothing else being negotiated at that time. There was nothing because he was talking about Eddie out there talking about Tio. You feel what I'm saying? So you got Eddie talking about that. We had an already call before the Tio situation even came out. So now that that's out, whoever else he may be negotiating with, my point is, why can't he do what he said and lock in with us for October, November, December, or whatever date he wants?
Senior. You're asking me a question about another man. You have to ask that man. All I said to you was you said you didn't want to wait. Okay. And I asked you what happens if they do not want to wait. You said it is what it is.
Okay. So it's not fishy. So the question. So it's not fishy that they don't have an open fight coming up and they would not call us back when we try to do. Wait. We're trying to do what they said. They said we didn't want to fight in Philly. Nigga, we coming to Philly. They said we wouldn't fight. You got Booth saying if you get offered $2 million, we did not get offered $2 million. That's a lie. Wait. You got Booth saying they only made $100,000. Wait, they only made $100,000. Well, Google says he made $250,000 in 8 minutes, and he made more than that. They won't make $1 million. He going to make more than $1 million. We winning.
Yo, Cedar, can I ask a real quick question? Quick question. When you guys spin the block on the negotiations, is your offer going to go through the roof?
No.
So is it gonna be? Is it gonna be like 2.2? What you asking for before?
I can't negotiate on here, but it would not be through the roof. That was. In fact, that was the call that our manager made to say, bro, let's get this done. Let's make that was the call that was made. It's gonna be exposed. That was the call that was made. It was known that it was gonna be reasonable. It was a very respectful call. It was a very respectful message. It wasn't like Adrian ain't talking shit. It wasn't like we was, reached out talking shit. I'm the one that reached out to Bozy, saying what I said. I reached out to Derek, Pooh, Ennis. I'm all in that shit. I'm like, bro, I'm asking them. Hey, who do we call? Who do we call to give you? Watch this. Who do we call to give you what you say you want, sir? You say you want us in Philly. Wait, you say you want us in Philly. We're coming to Philly, sir. You say you want to unify. We're going to unify, sir. You say you want to fight in September, or not even September, October, November, December. We want to fight in September, October, November, sir. Who do we call to lock this down? What you said, you spoke to Brian Norman, and he said he don't want to do it until after the Sasaki fight. So who do we speak to correct all of this?
I mean, initially, Senior, you said that wasn't your call. You said the management made that call, right?
And guess what I did? Guess what my emotional ass did? Guess what my emotional ass did?
You told me, but again,
my emotional ass. Look, my emotional ass. Now listen, my emotional ass.
The management told them something.
I'm finna tell you, my emotional ass called my because I'm so fucking mad. I'm like, nigga, are you serious? This nigga went on every single platform and said what you just said. Man, I'm just thinking about this Teonis fight. I'm thinking about what's in front. I'm like, this nigga went on every single platform and said exactly what my son said. And these niggas here don't understand. I said, you know what, bro? Fuck that shit. We gonna give these niggas everything they fucking want. And we finna give it to these niggas in their hometown. We gonna make them eat this shit. We just need them in the ring. I'm so serious. That's what I did. I went to my son. I said, I need you to call you. Because they don't listen to me. They're just being real. They don't listen to me. I ain't nobody. But guess who I do influence? I influenced Brian Norman Jr. I influenced the motherfucker that came from me. You feel what I'm saying? I said, nigga, we got to get this work. Fuck all that shit they talking. Fuck what they saying. Fuck the.
Then why is your management on record saying that they do not want to negotiate till after the fight.
That's
because now they on record. You go read Ring Magazine with
I mean, that's them. That's not me. That's them.
No, I'm telling you. She after that happened, we came out and we was ready to negotiate. They were there not calling back.
So saying you saying you willing to lock that fight in now. As
right
you
now.
Before you willing to do it now.
Absolutely.
No. Bud gonna stop Canelo. That's a false narrative. He's saying that wasn't
not a false narrative. We already knocking in. What are you talking about?
Hear me out. He just said you're willing to negotiate now when you wasn't before. No. Yeah. You're saying that was them that didn't want to negotiate.
Oh no. That ain't what you're not hearing me. Wait a minute. No, hold on. BNT.
Yeah,
y'all go ahead and chop it up.
That's what we want to hear. If he ready to lock it in, then it ain't no excuse for Eddie Hearn and Boots and them to come out and lock that fight in like they initially wanted to do.
Again, I'm gonna say the same thing that I said before. The same way I'm not gonna assume that Senior don't got nothing going on. You shouldn't assume. Feel me?
Yeah, I'm just saying they gotta respond to that at least. Because if he's calling them out saying, okay, y'all wanted to lock this in, let's lock it in. That's what Eddie said. He didn't want to lock in before that fight. He's willing to now. So it's no reason for them not to. They're not fighting Teo, so at least speak on it. You know,
Bud gonna stop Canelo. Bud gonna stop Canelo.
Yeah.
Do I have to repeat the same thing I repeated to you for 10 times?
Hey, man. Nah, you keep giving him excuses for ducking, man. That's what you're doing. You're giving him all these excuses.
I'm not giving you anything. You
giving them.
You turned down the fight, bro. I'm not giving out anything.
You just said we turned down the fight.
I asked you. Bro, you initially turned down the fight. You turned down the money.
No, we didn't. We didn't turn down anything.
Yes, you did.
They said
we counter offer. That's not a turn down.
When you turn down an offer, when you counter offer, you are turning down an initial offer.
You don't know how it works either. No.
I've been in business. Whoa, stop. I've been in business since I was in my early 20s.
Okay, so let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you real quick. Then you send us an offer. We'll say we'll send back with different addendums, amendments, and we send that shit back.
You were turning down the initial terms
You're
of
not
original set offer.
Down shit. And guess who? And guess who had a hissy fit and a temper? First of all, we couldn't have fought anyway. So you keep talking about something that we could not have fought in. There was only one negotiation. One.
No,
there was not four. There was not three. There was not two. There was four. It was one.
Literally, we're still arguing about the same thing.
How many negotiations was
it? What?
How many negotiations was it?
How many negotiations was it?
Yes.
You talking about the initial one?
In general, how many negotiations as a process of a negotiation?
I was told 3 offers were made. 3 offers were declined.
No. Okay, no. So 3 offers were made during that same negotiation?
Yes.
So during one negotiation period in September, right?
Senior. The more and more you keep talking about this, the more and more I feel like disclosing our private conversations. I don't want to do that, but you're pushing.
I don't care nothing about this. I'm asking you.
You told me you were going to take 1.2 million. That's what you told me
when I first came on here. That's what I said.
You told me you were going to take 1.2 million, and you changed your mind, right? And you changed your mind, right?
This is what happened. And I sat here and told you that on this live. I said, we talked. I said, I even told you initially what we would take. I needed my son to make $1 million. That's what I told you. I did tell you we were going to take that. Listen, no, I told you exactly that. But then when we got into the numbers, what is going to do this and that. And then when we got to talk, look, if you go take this fight, with Jaron Ennis, the biggest fight at the welterweight right now. If you take this fight right now for this amount of money, bro, think about how cheap you're gonna look to Top Rank. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I just said a minute ago. So at that point on, if you go fight a Rohan Polanco, who we didn't know either at the time, but if you go fight a person like a Blair Cobbs or whoever else you fight next, If Jaron Ennis was the biggest fight, you put your cap at what you put your cap at. I'm saying now, all I'm saying now is fuck all of that shit because it's bigger than just the money. We want to make it fair, but at the same time, nigga, let's get this work. So yes, no, you're absolutely right. I did say that. I absolutely did.
So what I'm saying to you, and I said it for like the last 7, 8, 9, 10 times because people keep bringing up the same shit.
They gonna keep doing that because they stupid.
it is what it, like for me, the situation is what it is. Whether the fight happens, it doesn't happen. Whether both of y'all go your separate ways.
My question for your fans is the offer that we supposedly turned down. At what date to all of the Jaron Ennis fans? What date was it? What date was initially offered? There was a possibility that could have happened. What date was it? Does anybody know?
Right, nobody knows because it was later this year. But what I'm saying is, it's no excuse for them not locking that fight in for next. That's what I'm saying. Like they need to make the call and get it established. That's what the whole thing was in the first place. So why not make that call?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. People need to understand that there was no ducking. There is no point of time in my son's life, my son's career, that he could have actually physically fought Jaron Ennis where he had the opportunity that he turned down. There was no time that he could have turned that even the offers that was out there at that time for the date they was talking, fight still wouldn't have happened. So all of this duck, there's nothing to duck. There is no date. There's no dates, period, on record by Eddie, by Boots, by Bozy. There's no, and that's what made me think they don't want to fight is because they're saying what they're saying when they know the truth. They know there's no date. They know there was no real offer.
When did you? And I want to dip off after this, yo, because we're literally having the same conversation.
I agree.
And I keep saying the same shit. I keep literally saying the same shit.
Yeah.
First, Bug, this is what Bug gonna stop Canelo. Stop assuming what people have going on and what they don't have going on.
That man better fight somebody.
Just because wait. Just because you don't hear about something, the same way with Senior, the same way that everybody assumed that Senior wouldn't get a certain amount. He got it. Don't assume what somebody's going to do next, or don't assume what they're not going to do next. I'm not going to do that. Anything can happen in boxing. People assume that Tio was next. Was he?
Nah, and I understand that, but my response to that is, if it's something else that's next, what is it? We want to know, like, what is better?
Yo, and when said person and what announcements are going to make when they are, however they are, that's up to the person at hand, bro.
And then look, and I'm gonna say, like, if it's what else can it be besides
bro? At the end of the day, you know I fuck with you, right?
Yeah.
Respectfully, you a Terrence Crawford fan, you a Boots hater.
I'm not a Boots hater, bro. I want to see
bro. Listen. I keep it a bean,
bro. You a Boots hater.
Bro, you a Boots hater. Right? And just like dudes do Devin, and just like dudes do Bud, no matter what he chooses or what he don't choose, he's going to get criticism.
Look,
if he chose T.O., they would. If he chose T.O., if he chose T.O.,
I would have been.
They would say no, because dude said that he was weight bullying. He was picking a 140 again. You was one of them. Right after the Virgil shit. I remember, bro. I get y'all comments. I remember everything. If he chooses Brian, people are going to say that he ducked T.O. and T.O.'s a bigger name and who's Brian Norman. If he goes to 154, people are going to say you didn't become undisputed at 147 like you said.
See, look,
whatever anybody chooses to do, whether it's Brian, whether it's Boots, I'm not mad at it.
But look, those are hater comments, like what you saying people would say. I wouldn't say that. I would have been okay with him not unifying with Norman if he would have fought T.O. to put T.O. in his place. I was cool with that. But look, other than that, Brian Norman and Boots are the best two at 147, and I want to see them fight. So if he not unifying with nobody else and he not fighting T.O., then to me, if he don't sign for this Norman fight next, he is ducking. Why would he fight somebody else when it's not a unification?
Now I got a question for you. Did Norman just duck Boots?
No, he said he wanted to negotiate
And
after his fight. And now
is Brian Norman going to is Brian Norman? Did Brian Norman win that fight already?
No.
And this is what he was trying to tell you as far as the June 19th and why the logic and why they didn't want to go negotiate. The fight hasn't happened yet. He could get cut. He could break his hand again. Any of those things, right? You're going into an unknown in that situation. And that's why when he said it to me, I said, that's logical. It's logical because I don't know what the outcome of said fight's going to be. So I don't want to agree on something in principle that actually may not happen. I might end up hurting myself in the long run.
But
so
Eddie,
is that a done?
No, because Eddie Hearn said that he said regardless of any of that, he wanted to lock that fight in.
I know.
So if Senior's willing to lock it in now, why won't they lock it in? You know what I'm saying?
You're not asking the right questions, though.
They asked for it.
You're asking the right questions, but you're not asking the right questions.
They asked for it though.
If they,
so,
they don't, they
like I said, you're not asking the right questions.
But listen, Jamil. To me, it ain't even a question. I know for a fact. We was minding our business. Go get my. Never mind, baby. We was minding our business. We wasn't talking about them. I had said we was gonna stop talking about them because it didn't matter. I said, don't worry about it, baby. I said we was gonna stop talking about them because it didn't matter no more. Whatever. We was minding our business. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, out of the blue, Eddie come out with that bullshit ass statement. We're like, damn, bro, what kind of shit is that?
You did like 7 or 8 interviews the week of the Stanley Otis fight.
No, I'm talking about after that though. After that was over, after the fight was over, it was over. It was done. I said we're gonna stop talking about it. It was done.
You've been talking about it.
No, I'm saying no. My point was okay. We're gonna hold that though. My point was we're gonna let it ride. Fuck it. He ain't talking about nothing. It is what it is. When a serious offense comes, so now he comes out and say, well, what we did was, so you trying to shit on our name for zero reason whatsoever. And then you shitting on our name with some bullshit because we came back and said, you know what, nigga, fuck it. Come on, let's talk this shit. And then you just want to turn around and you want to run. It's some bullshit. And I'm telling you, it was for a reason. It was for a purpose.
Yo,
shit crazy, bro.
Initially, your argument was that the money was too low.
That was back in yes, last
yes.
year.
And at the same time, you were dealing with a hand injury.
Right.
So if somebody wants to be critical of you, they would say that you never negotiated on good terms because you knew there was a chance that your son wouldn't be able to fight.
I did not know that. How the fuck did I know that?
There was always a risk, and that's what I'm trying to get Bud.
No, I did not know
Canelo to understand.
No,
even with him going into this fight, there is a risk.
Hey, what I want y'all to take from this, what I want the fans to understand, take from this, is Booth said that Stanionis was a straightforward fighter. He wasn't nothing special. He wasn't nothing specific. My son is definitely not a straightforward fighter. He throwing some motherfucking hammers. Win this fight, or when Booth decide that he want to actually fight and unify for a belt like he said he wanted to do, we will be here waiting. Or Lord behold, don't let us fuck around and send that goddamn offer like Tio, like they did for Tio. Oh, it's gonna be on there. So if we can fuck around and get a victory and get them and get Tyrank into believing in my boy, you know, then you gonna have me talking shit. You better bring your ass on and take this, get this work. You feel what I'm saying?
And Tio ducked you guys in November. Nobody talks about that.
Tio, absolutely. Tio ducked us before November. Tio ducked us in
2023.
Yeah, 2023.
No. He ducked us in July. That's why we had the surgery. He ducked us in July. That's why he had the surgery. See, that's why I say it was a timeline of what I was trying to get out before Marty came on and I was trying to talk. I was trying to get KO. It was KO first. I can go through the whole timeline. Y'all got to remember, I'm a book of knowledge when it comes to this. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, it was a whole timeline. So T.O. was supposed to be the T.O. fight. Boost wasn't thought about. Here you go. Boost wasn't thought about. Had nothing to do with Boost. Had nothing about it. Me and Bowles is still cool. Everything good. So Boost T.O. fight was supposed to be offered. That was supposed to be what it was. T.O. backed out, disappeared, everything else. We didn't have nothing lined up. We asking top rank. My son was supposed to fight 5 times last year per contract. He had 5 fights last year. He only fought twice, but he was a world champion, so they changed the dynamics of the contract. So now they like, but as a world champion, you cannot fight on ESPN Plus. Abdullah Mason fights all the time because they can put Abdullah Mason anywhere. They can put him on ESPN Plus, ESPN. They can put him wherever the fuck they want to put him at. You feel what I'm saying? With a world champion, you cannot do that. ESPN only get 2 spots. Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, ESPN only get 2 spots. Then that's gonna be over with. But ESPN only get 2 spots. That's why you only see when they come on TV. After they go off ESPN Plus, you have a main event card. The main event card, you don't have 2 fights, 3 max, but 2. That's how my son ended up on Keyshawn Davis undercard. They just found a spot to put him in. Because we said we want to fucking fight. My son ain't fought. We need 5 fucking fights. We want to fight. And that's how that shit happened. They just scheduled Quaybaz. The rest is history. Here we go. Bottom line, we have never had a real date that we could have fought Jaron Ennis in. And it's all a bunch of games. We've never had a real date that we could have actually fought this fight. There's no real date that we could have took, changed our life. Real date we could have took, made this amount of money out for $100,000, even though we getting that anyway, doing it another way. If it's not the way you want us to do it, like there's no way. You feel what I'm saying? So no other fight has happened. No other fight has been negotiated. There has not been 3 offers. There was 1 negotiation. 1 negotiation. The negotiation was last year. So understand, fans. The negotiation was last year. My son did not fight last year. That's it. Bottom line. But I'm going to holler at y'all, man. It's been good chopping it up with you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I hope I cleared a lot of shit up.
Yeah, for sure.
We big fans, Senior. You're doing good for the sport.
That shit was like, appreciate you for hopping on, yo. Yo, it's been 3 hours and 34 minutes, and I've been trying to get off at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
you a goat, bro. You a goat.
Oh man, yo. I didn't expect this to happen. And this wasn't the plan. I just wanted to talk
be honest, man,
about the Tio shit.
I'll be honest, bro.
Oh wow.
Marty Loki fucked shit up. I'm not gonna lie.
He did.
I'll be honest, bro. He made it complicated than a motherfucker for no reason.
We weren't even talking about Tio.
Yeah. Bro, I didn't even get a chance.
Real quick, because I keep seeing. I know I'm not even gonna say his name. You know who I'm talking about. Fuck Tio, bro. Talk about Boots sending him offer. Fuck Tio, bro. We don't care. I don't care, bro. I don't care about Tio wanting Boots. I care that he should care about the fighters, about his peers, bro. Devin Haney, about his 140 guys. I care about that. Fight Damian Taroso. Fight Devin.
Payday. He wants payday.
Like he's walking around at 151 pounds
right
now.
Why I'm a troll. No. I'm saying his name. HLD. You still mad, bro?
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's a race fan.
HLD's an idiot. HLD's an idiot, man.
But yeah, I wouldn't have.
You need to do more lives, bro. We appreciate you, man. We do more lives, bro. Your lives are fire.
No, I want to say this. I want to say this again before everybody leaves, right? I try to make my position clear. Let's stop assuming just because announcements haven't been made that people don't already have what they're going to do lined up. That's 1. 2, let's stop assuming that fights can just happen out of thin blue air. Number 3, Brian Norman Jr. still has a fight. Anything could happen, right? He can go out there and starch him. He can go out there and struggle. He can get cut. He can get knocked out. He can break his hand. And a bunch of different things that can happen. I'm not mad at his management for continuing the position. They made that statement once, and then they came out and they made that statement again on Ring Magazine. Did you not know that? Bud won't stop Canelo?
Yeah, but he just changed the statement right
Bud gonna stop Canelo.
Yeah.
Listen to what I'm saying. The management initially told that to Eddie, right?
Yeah.
Norman Sr. is telling us that no, we want it now, and they called back. The article just came out with Ring Magazine, a day or 2 ago? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's saying it's different now. So I just
Bud gonna stop.
If he not gonna sign, I want to know who you plan on.
Bud gonna stop Canelo again, right? I'm gonna say it to everybody else because you already know how he feels.
Yeah,
it's looking like the management still feel the way that they do based on what they are saying. Senior feels another way, and Senior's saying that the management wants to make it, but the management just came out a day or two ago and made a contradictory statement. True or not true?
Yeah, that's true. But
That's true. Okay. And so I'm not mad at them for feeling that way. That's logical. But at the same time, what I said to Senior, if you don't want to wait, how can you expect them to wait for you? And what happens if they don't want to wait for you? I kept saying that you keep asking the wrong questions.
Right. I'm hoping that Boots is waiting. I'm hoping that's why he turned down the Geo fight, because he wanted to unify. So I'm hoping he waiting on the 20th. If they're not gonna lock it in before then, like initially Eddie wanted to, at least he gonna wait till the 20th to do that. You know what I'm saying?
And bro, that's all I've been trying to say to you for the last hour, and you kept fighting me on it. I don't know what everybody. I'm trying to make sure I say this right and say this politically correct. Dudes are going to do whatever they feel like is in the best interest of their careers. And who are we to say otherwise? The only thing that I do know is that Tio ain't getting no Boots fight.
Right. Right. He ain't getting it. I'm cool with that too.
Bro, he's too small and he's racist. We're not giving him any kind of. He's race baiting to get people's attention. We're not doing none of that. He walks around at 151 pounds right now. How is he
Bro,
supposed to compete with Boots?
listen, bro. Fuck all that. Fuck Till anyway, right? So for me, I don't want that Boots fight. I don't mind that much, because I don't mind for Boots to whoop his ass. But at the same time, I'm just like, bro, you have a whole lot of smoke around your weight. Like, you have people that are willing to even move up for you from 135. The one that want to smoke with you, aka Keyshawn, aka Secure, right? You got other champions like that will be a good ass fight, like Gary and Russell.
He want
You got
excuses if he
you
lose.
still
That's
got
all.
Devin Haney. Like, you got Devin Haney. Like, y'all supposed to fight anyway, right? And you just a little mad because it ain't the same money you got for the Boots fight. You would have gotten for the
Yeah, that's
Boots
why he
fight.
crashed out. That's
He
literally
Come
why
wanna
he
on,
crashed
like,
out.
come on, bro.
he wanna make the money and then have an excuse if he lose. That's what I feel like.
That's some hoe ass shit, bro.
I mean, that's
literally.
definitely a logical position that he's looking for a scapegoat. With Dev, there is no scapegoat. Dev's a peer. With Boots,
Right.
everybody expects you to get knocked out. Look, I just want Junior to go over there and be successful in Japan.
Supposed to do, yeah.
And if you're asking me, do I think that fight ever happens? I don't think it happens at 47. I don't think that.
You mean Boots and Norman?
Yeah, I don't think that fight happens at 47. I think it could happen in the future, but I just don't see that.
I think it's gonna happen next, man. I got a feeling it's gonna happen next.
Okay. I mean,
I hope so.
I
I
hope
love
so.
that fight. I love
look,
that fight.
I mean,
look.
like I said, real quick, let me ask you this, right?
Sure.
So let's say the Brian Norman fight doesn't happen next, because let's say something goes wrong in the Japan fight, which, again, God forbid it doesn't happen, right? Like, what's Boo's next? Like, is he gonna fight you in his taste for the, like, trying to get the WBA strap or somehow? Or
He gonna have to fight his mandatory.
Look, Boots is going to
man, and listen, from what I heard from Eddie, they're not even trying to look at Giazzo.
Barrio's gonna duck, so it ain't no mandatory. So
listen.
That's why I'm asking: is it mandatory, or are they moving up trying to fight Tejas?
Boots is going to make his announcement when he feels like he's going to make his announcement.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to stop Canelo, I wouldn't assume anything. Don't assume Chakram Diasov. Don't assume Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm going back to what I was trying to allude to you earlier. Don't assume he's gonna address his fans. Remember this last time we were in this situation, he said, if you don't hear from me, don't believe it.
Right.
He's going to want to address people directly, and whatever move he decides to make, I mean, it is what it is. Norman made his play. Norman made his move, right? Yeah. I'm not criticizing. He did what he felt like was right for his career, and now Boots is going to do the same. That's simple.
I feel that. Well, yeah. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. This was a lit live, for real.
Appreciate you, man. Yo, you know the only person that I don't appreciate? Well, actually, I do. HLD. I appreciate you so much because you're a hater. Number two, you're a super fan. And that just makes for exciting TV because I am really, really tickled at the fact that Teo didn't get this fight. And in your mind, Teofimo Lopez is this great fighter. But George Camboso says otherwise. Okay.
What kind of link is he sending into the chat, bro?
Yeah. So anything you say to me, I'm going to put George Cambosos in the comments. So if you make a comment, I'm going to put George Cambosos. And then I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to do it again. Because in no world, if Boots decided to fight George Cambosos next, you would call him a duck and all types of shit. Well, George Cambosos beat your favorite fighter's ass. And yo, it had him rolling around. Had him rolling around like the little what do they call them in the Western films?
All the bushels like
just rolling around.
Yeah.
Instead of rolling around the canvas like that.
Bloodied his face up.
Oh man. So yeah, we smoking on T.O. Pack right now, right? Next time, and then you're a Rican boy too. So
tumbleweed, yeah.
Yeah, a tumbleweed. Something that bothers me is that you're a Rican bull, but dude is calling us all kinds of monkeys and you still riding with him. That lets me know something about you, bro. I don't want to get serious, but that made me look at you a certain kind of way. I don't know you, but the fact that you still riding with a dude that clearly thinks less of your African brothers or your black brothers, however you want to describe us. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anybody that talks shit about Ricans, anybody that talks shit about Mexicans, I got peoples that like close friends. Like my kids are mixed. My kids are Rican. So you ain't gonna pop shit about people I care about, and I'm just gonna ride with you. So
yeah,
I'm out on that note. I appreciate everybody for hopping on, but yeah, fuck Tio. Eat a dick.
Hell yeah, fuck Tio, man.
Fuck Tio.
Man. Look at him. He's saying, I'm not pussy over words. Man, fuck out of here, bro.
Man, all right. Whatever. All right, I'm out, y'all. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, man.